G'day everyone. How's it all going? Looking forward to this big game tomorrow night between the Pies and GWS. And I'll tell you what, man, I really like this team, man. I reckon all the Collingwood army can't stand GWS. We just never match up properly on them. They always get us, but we'll always have that 1 point prelim win. Good day in the chat, Voidoid, Aslam Lizik, Mello, Stefanos, the usual suspects. Okay. Started early this time, usually start about 9:30, but getting in early, I've got to finish this up probably about 11:30, 12. Got an early day, a lot of important stuff for me to do tomorrow, so I'm not going to go to the wee hours of the morning. But yeah, I'm sure we'll get a lot of stuff done. G'day, Benny. All right, yeah. As the night progresses, we'll be going through all our tips and predictions. Good on you, Crows. Crows have just bridged the gap. I hope they win tonight. Yeah, just wait for a few people to get on. G'day, Andreas. Yeah, everyone's jumping in. I'll just go through my intro for the game tomorrow night. This is what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to be a little bit similar to the Adelaide game a couple of weeks ago. I reckon we'll struggle with McStay up forward. Fly will make the change. He'll go smaller in the forward line. We work better when we're small, and we'll get the chocolates. With everything's been said, we've got the ins there. We've got Darcy and Howe back, so they're going to stabilise us. So when our midfield, who have been underperforming the last couple of matches, when they turn the ball over and GWS go forward, I expect Moore and Howe, hopefully they're not too rusty, to get the intercepts and to propel us forward. The forward line should get much better. They'll be provided with much better, and it'll be good to see young Oscar Steen getting his debut. And hopefully he spends a bit of time up forward. I'm secretly hoping that he clunks a couple. As long as helping out DC in the ruck, I hope he clunks a couple of marks, kicks a goal or two, just to show that we've got a nice, bright future for him. So I'm tipping the Pies by 24. And, yep, that's my tip. And what I'm putting in the vault, what I'm saying is going to happen tomorrow night. Sidey. It's been a while since Sidey's broken a game apart. He's going to break the game apart tomorrow night. He's going to get 20 plus. He's going to kick 2 goals. Put it in the vault. That's my tip. I'll be asking for your tips and predictions as the night progresses. And, yeah, we'll see how we go. Okay, I'll get Aging.
Now, Mick,
yeah, how are you, pal?
I'm good, mate. Now,
Yep.
I am in my garage, and
Yep.
I don't know if you can hear it or not, but it is pelting down rain. So
Same here, mate.
Is it okay through the mic, or is it really annoying?
No, through my end. Earlier, that's why I muted you before. Earlier, I heard something, but right now, it's okay. Yeah,
it's manageable.
It's manageable. If it's not, maybe get some headphones or something. But for the moment,
yeah,
it should be okay. Look in the chat. Just let us know if it's intruding on the broadcast. You go. Benny Zero's giving you the okay.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well said, Mick. Well said. Yeah. Look, I just don't. What we feared would happen looked like it happened in the end. I didn't want to see Allen dropped. Didn't want to see Buller dropped. But Will Parker looked like the obvious one. But yeah, not sure about the other 2 guys. I'm a bit disappointed that he's sort of gone back to previous tricks from last year. But I mean, look, still early in the year, full squad to choose from. The young guys will just have to wait, and that's just unfortunately how it is. It's not what I wanted, but look, they're all fully fit and available, so we just have to back buy-in, and the kids just need to be patient.
Yeah. It's pretty good that he's given Steen a debut early in the season. I've looked at some stats from the past. Now, this is Fly's history of debuting youngsters early in the season. So, fresh early in the season. And all we got is back in 2022, he debuted Nick, which was a no-brainer. Everyone would have debuted him. He debuted Reef in round 3 of that year. And the only other one is Charlie Dean, opening round of last year. So obviously there's Ed Allen, but he debuted later on in the season. But it's good to see early on he's giving a debut. We know Malthouse and Buckley in the past used to throw him into the deep end, and we used to love that. Used to give the youngsters a bit of a viewing of what it's like to be in the coalface, and then he'd drop them, and they'd go back in the resis, and they would know what level they had to reach to play AFL football. So it's a good thing for Steenie now. He'll be in the coalface now up against Briggs. Interesting to see how we go. A lot of big raps on him. I could imagine ultimate greatness. Wherever you are, ultimate greatness. You're late again, mate. What's going on? It's not good enough. And yeah, he'd be rapt that Steen's in, and let's hope he's not a flop, because if he is, we're coming after you, Shawnee.
All right. I think,
yep.
yeah, I was just to add on to that. I think, look, for the ruckman, it's one of those things we're going to still have to be patient with him. I think, even even debuting, it's not like he's going to be a midfielder and gather 20 touches or something. You got to be pretty realistic with the young fella. I just want to see his ruck craft, and if he can take a mark. That's really it. That'll be a pass mark for him, in my opinion. Even seeing him take 1 or 2 big marks or decent marks, I'll say, yep, looks like we found one here. So yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Just want to see him take a clunker. Like, you got to understand, he's not a 19, 18-year-old. He's 22 years old. He's been waiting 4 years for this, and he's been training with DC. You saw in the footage with Fly how happy DC was for him. And I reckon DC's secretly happy he's going to have someone with competent ruck craft that's going to be playing alongside him, because we tried Buller and McStay helping out in the first 2 games, and that wasn't Buller. I said on Anthony's stream, he's not a ruckman's arsehole, but he's just not up to it as a ruckman. Now we've got Steen in, and we'll see how he goes. But there's a lot of other things we need to talk about tonight. But I'll ask you, Age, what do you see tomorrow? Now, before you go on, I will ask the chat. I'll periodically through the show, I'll ask you what your tips are going to be, what your predictions are going to be, and I implore you to be specific. I don't want to say, I reckon Collingwood's going to win by, probably 2 or 3 goals. No, I want a specific fucking margin. And I want specific predictions. Don't tell me, Nick's going to get 30 plus. We all fucking know that. It happens every fucking week. I want a specific predictions. Tell me, mate. Bo McCreary's going to have a breakout fucking 25 plus possession game or something like that. So I'll start with you, Age. Give me your summation of what you think is going to happen tomorrow night, and where your mind's at in regards to the game.
Yeah, so I mean, this is probably the opponent I've got the most confidence with that we've played out of these first 3 games. I know that might sound a bit arrogant or whatever, but I think they're ripe for the picking. Having said that, we don't put teams away, as we know. we just sort of limp over the line most cases. So look, I'll say Collingwood by 12. And in terms of a prediction,
Yeah.
look, I say most weeks that, Jamie Elliott's kick a bag. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's too obvious or not, but yeah, look, I predicted last week, I thought he was, or 2 weeks ago now, I thought he was going to have a blinder. He was ill in the end. I'll double down on that. I'll say Jamie Elliott for 4 goals.
All right. No worries. See if anyone's game enough. Like, I've tipped McStay to have a fucking absolute blinder the last 2 games, so I'm not doing that again. See if anyone's got the balls to say, any predictions regarding McStatue, as I've been dubbing him. All right.
That's a ripper.
Yeah. Andreas in the chat. I'm going to get this down. Pies by 30. Very confident, Andreas. Elliot to kick 4. All right. What's he got here? Next day, 2 early ones. GWS will only score 9 goals. All right. All right. Beautiful. Got that down. Anyone want to jump on? I don't have anyone else backstage at the moment. The floor is free. You can come on and blurt out what you think about tomorrow's game. I've watched Nate. How are you, Nate? Nate Talks Pies in the chat. I just watched your videos. I love the way you incisively cram in all that information in those videos, man. They're very informative. Love listening to you, pal. All right. I know everyone's throwing in their tips. It's going to be too hard for me to get them all down while I'm trying to conduct the broadcast as well. If I will go through everyone. I know everyone that listens in regularly. Periodically, I'll ask you just to get the tips and predictions in. All right. So it was pretty inevitable, I reckon, the ins and outs. Darcy, Howie, and Steve, the speed part of it wasn't too predictable, but the outs were pretty predictable. Buller, you could say, is a bit stiff, and Parker and Allen. Now with Buller, a lot of people are probably saying that he's probably a bit stiff. 2 games in, already dropped, but he wasn't showing much. Got to admit, look, he's just quietly with Buller. He's a big boy, yeah. He's got the size, he's got the work rate, he's got mobility. I reckon. Now, I reckon they're the traits of a key defender, and if he doesn't make it as a forward, I reckon we'll try him as a defender. But the jury's still out. Let him go back into the VFL, see if he can kick a few goals. But if that doesn't work out, I reckon he's got the attributes as a key defender. And if you remember back in the day, we tried, Frampton had a couple of games up forward. Wasn't a great mark when he was up forward, but you put him in the back line, he was all right with the intercept. He's okay with the intercept marking. So see what happens with Buller. Allen, that's another matter. A lot of people wanted to give him about 4 or 5 games to entrench himself into the side. Well, that's the way it is. We need a win. We can't take any risks. We can't take any punts on these young guys. They're going to perform, man. And he'll be back in the resis. And I'll tell you what, the VFL midfield looks a bit stacked at the moment with Allen playing, Prindable, Swaddling, Angry Anderson. It's going to be an intriguing game, the VFL. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to the VFL probably as much as the actual game.
Oh, absolutely. It's very rare actually that I've been this excited for VFL games. Really excited to watch them this year because I reckon we'll get a lot of a big gauge on who's sort of close to senior selection really. And just to echo what you said, I didn't want Allen dropped. I did want him to have a month or so. But look, to be dropped after 2 games, it's just not good signs at this stage for him. Look, let's hope he goes back to the VFL. He really, works on his craft. He gets big midfield time. And look, let's hope that when he does get his next opportunity at AFL level, it is in the guts. Look, as much as I've sort of said, even though he's out on the wing and he's sort of out of position, his disposal still hasn't been good enough. I do now want to see if he goes back to VFL, he performs and he comes back in for him to get decent midfield time. Because, look, we're going to have 3 or 4 guys in the twos, midfielders, that are probably going to be close to senior selection at some point this year. So at least now the Rockets up him a bit, where he's got to be the best of those mids in the twos to probably get a call up now. So, you probably got Anderson, who's probably the one out of that crop that's most likely to, or closest to maybe an early-ish debut this year. So, hey, it is a good thing in that aspect that, look, there's going to be pressure for spots. And once one of those blokes gets the opportunity, they're just going to have to take it with 2 hands, really, because as long as we've got a pretty low injury list, I mean, he's going to play the older guys, which is fine. As long as they perform, he's going to play them. But once these opportunities open up, these guys now know, well, got to take it with both hands, mate, because, he's capable of just dropping you. So, really excited to see the VFL, really excited to see who performs. But, look, Ed Allen, he's the guy that's really just got to, he's got to take the bull by the horns now. He's really got to show that he's at AFL level, or else he'll get overtaken really, really quick, I reckon.
Yeah. All right. So the man has appeared backstage. The one, the only, ultimate greatness. If this man is an absolute fountain of information, whether it be Zach McCarthy's beep test results in the last draft camp or Sam Swadling's heat map, the anomalies in Sam Swadling's heat map in his waffle days, this man knows it all. So I introduce to everyone the man, the myth, the legend, who is absolutely fucking ecstatic that his man Oscar Steen is in, and he will tell us all about it. And I introduce to everyone Mr. Ultimate Greatness. How are you, pal?
Hey, that's a pretty good.
How's that for an intro, man?
Introduction, yeah. I definitely haven't had anyone go that far before, but yeah, I'll take it.
You deserve it, mate. You deserve it, mate. Because every time I see you, whichever, I've seen you on Anthony's show, I've seen you on Andreas, mate. You are an absolute fountain of information, and it's always great having you on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just comes from just being a passionate Pies fan. It's really all it is. And I think, especially when you speak to enough people and stuff, and you just sort of, I think, again, it's just the passion of it. That's really what it is. That's probably the secret, is it? And that sort of fuels the wanting to know what's going on with the club, the ins and outs. Like, I mean, we always do and stuff, but I'm not sure. Well, I guess the attention is warranted to Steen this week, I guess. But I'm sort of a bit caught off guard by it, to be honest. But I've been praising this kid's ability. I reckon he should have played last year personally, but I've got a Oscar Steen prediction. So let's I'll wait till we start that segment and stuff. But we'll
look, just give me your feelings for tomorrow. Just give me a tip. If you got any other tips in regards to other players, what you think is going to happen. But what are you feeling for tomorrow?
So I was thinking about it because, and I thought, why not just let's actually go in depth a bit. So In terms of, so I reckon Oscar sustain. I reckon he'll have a pretty good game. Whether if we put it in the vault or predictions or whatever, but yeah, I reckon I'll probably go. I reckon he'll kick 2 goals. Especially if we chuck him up forward, he'll probably get a couple free kicks because the more I think about it, the more I'm just thinking this is like Cox in his prime, like in terms of the role he plays. And Cox, at the end of the day, regardless on like when he was kicking these goals, a few of them came from free kicks. So yeah, if he can just sort of make a sort of statement and just sort of like have a moment where you can kick if you can kick a goal or 2, that'd be nice. So I reckon he will kick 2 goals. I'll probably just have him just for the lazy 15 disposals. You would think Cameron would probably get the better of the hit out, so I'll probably just go safe and go 10 hit outs. And I'll go 3 tackles and I'll say 5 marks. So we'll go a whole stat line there.
It's a big game.
Big debut. That's probably a Rising Star nomination.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I did a little bit of research on what he did in the VFL last season and stuff, and just sort of got some bearings and stuff. He had obviously had games where he had more than that. So, but I think I think the 2 goals is the big one because I think because of his height and he'll hopefully he'll show a bit of grunt in the contest and show a bit of aggression. And if he takes a contested mark, goes back, kicks a goal, they then get a bit worried, and hopefully the second goal comes from like a free kick, whether it's a push in the back or just whichever. This second goal is a bit of a stretch, but I can see him doing it because we have had Cox over the years do the same thing, so why not?
Yeah. Now, I haven't watched Steen as much as you have. You're telling me that he is a good contested mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's good to know, man. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how he goes. How much are we winning by? And please be specific.
How much are we winning by? I'll go 14 points Pies way.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. I'd love to say more, but I just know this team too well. In fact, I reckon 14's too much. And we know how this team operates.
Yeah. Well, Andreas reckons he's probably one of the best contested marks in the whole team. Which reminds me, Andreas, I watched your show during the week, and you had Paige in there. Does she work for the club, for Collingwood? But when she said that Charlie West had probably had the best forward craft of the talls, that really made. I agree. I really agreed with her. I'm rapt that she said that because we've got the player with the best forward craft. We've got him in the VFL at the moment. He should be playing seniors, man. That's Oh, she works for Channel 7. Okay. But it was great to hear that from someone, because I know she follows it pretty closely. Hey, Age, there's a bit of static coming from your end, man.
That'll be the rain again. I'll be for a bit.
Yeah.
I will say this though: if Steen is like close to best on ground and stuff, I would hate to be anyone that's around me for the next few weeks because that would only just fuel the narrative that Fly is absolutely terrible at developing these guys and he has no clue on where these kids are at.
Yeah.
So on one hand, it's like I hope Steen goes well, but then on the other hand, it's like God, if he does go well and he's one of our better players, it's not going to be a good time hanging around me because I'm that ego is going to be popping. That's for sure.
Well, you've made a few big calls. You're telling me Swadling is going to be the next Buckley. So even if Steen comes good, mate, I'm
Well,
I'm holding out on that.
In terms of the way he plays, I'm not necessarily saying that because Buckley won a Brownlow. I'm not saying he's going to win a Brownlow or anything like that, but he will be. Yeah, what's it like? He'll be as probably in about 5-6 years' time. He'll be he'll be in the conversation of our top 3 best players for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you already saw it in the practice match. I mean, dude had like very little prep going into that, and he only had the 1 quarter, and he had 9 disposals, and I think he went at about 70% efficiency. Like, there's just something about when players just rock up and they just perform off the bat. You just have to treat those players like gold. I mean, again, I keep talking about the year that we had Tom Langdon when he played his first game. I believe it was against Carlton, and he got a rising side nom. And just the whole time, the commentary was, "Oh my God, this kid has played 150 games. How the hell has he only played 1?" Or he plays like a guy that's played 150 games. There are players that are just like that. Like, they just have a knack where it's just you sort of throw them in the deep end of a swimming pool, and they just all of a sudden become, just these amazing swimmers. You can't explain it. You can't even necessarily teach it to a certain extent. Like, it's just one of those like things where some players just adapt to it like a duck to water. But then on the other end, you can have some guys that even come in as really, high draft picks or just hyped players in general. And then they sort of struggle for a bit, So it's, I guess it can also go both ways as well. So, but again, when you see it, especially if they play really well straight off the bat, that's when you got to go, okay, no, we need to put time into this kid, and this kid just needs to, even if he sucks for a little bit, just let it play out, because he's already shown that once he's comfortable at the level, then it's just, making sure he's mentally and emotionally, if he's on top of that, then obviously he's ready for all the challenges ahead.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there is no one that can really be out there on a football field if you don't have a clear head and making clear choices on the football field, then there's no chance. I mean, some people have clear heads and they can't even hit a target. But so yeah, again, I keep harping on the whole mental and emotional state of players and how taxing it is in game and just being in the AFL ecosystem as a whole. So yeah, I just hope that. Yeah, and if Steen is, I will be really annoyed if he only plays the 1 game and then goes back to the VFL, because that's going to really piss me off. Yeah. We need to back in these kids, at least give him a month, even if he plays tomorrow night and absolutely just doesn't play well. Just like, even if you have to just use him as that stick him in the goal square, just do, whatever we need to do. But I've seen enough of Steen to know you just got to play him now.
Yeah. So. Yeah. All right. Andreas is backstage. I'll get him on now. Calm the pies. How are you, pal?
Yeah, the pies. Going on, boys. How are we?
Very good.
Right,
yeah, living the dream, mate. Living the absolute dream.
Yeah. So, Andreas, on the when we met up on the train a couple of weeks ago, you told me that to put in the vault that Shooter's going to be in All Australian. So you're staying with that?
Oh, in the squad, yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
he'll at least make the squad. I'm absolutely convinced that the way he's started the season and how damaging he is, I just can't see him not being in contention for the team and definitely making the squad. So his pressure, not just in the forward line, around the ground, and I've said this so many times, but just the way that you see forwards attack the ball in the forward line and they've got that extra 10% because the goals are in front of them. He's got the same attributes in defence. When the ball's spilling in defence and picks it up, he's got that extra 10% like he's in front of goal. And you don't see a dedicated forward, because now obviously the way positions are and stuff like that, if you're playing in the forward line, you're going to be down back at some point because everybody sort of zones up and whatever and pushes up high. He's just got that knack of just attacking the ball and his desperation when he hasn't got the ball. And I think that's a massive thing. Like if you look at Ginnivan, for example, all right, and everyone's comparing the two because that was essentially the trade, regardless of what people think. That was the swap that happened. Even though not directly a trade, but, you know, the like for likeness sort of thing. Tell me when you've seen Ginnivan, even at Hawthorn, push up in defence and attack the ball and get it out. You might see him like on the halfback or the wing or something like that, do whatever. But have you seen him like down the very back pocket do stuff? Have you seen him, you know, what does Ginnivan do off the ball? You know, that influences the play. Where you got players like Schultz and Bo McCreary, when they haven't got the ball, they're still impacting the play. And I think that's something that, you know, we were screaming for Ginnivan to do. Ginnivan's a bit of a cherry picker, and you need those in your team. You need the cherry pickers off the back of the pack, you know, the poachers and stuff. And
he fits perfectly for them. He wasn't right for us. That's all, you know.
Yeah.
And the jury's still out. Look, they're looking good now, but they haven't won shit yet. You know, so we've got to temper our these with the way Corns goes off about it. Oh, Collingwood fucked up. Take it easy, buddy. Enough with this fucking clickbait and engagement bait.
Yeah, but if you think about it too, just on that too, if you think when Ginnivan came into the side I think it was in 2022, he came in. Since his debut for Collingwood, and I think he was in and out when he first started, and then like he sort of cemented his spot. 2022 prelim, 2023 flag, 2024 he goes to Hawthorn, right? But in every year that he's played in a side since he debuted, he's played finals the whole time.
Yeah.
Right? He's played in teams that have actually competed and have been up there. He came to Hawthorn when, you know, Hawthorn all of a sudden started to pick up quite heavily, right?
Yeah.
So he hasn't played in a side that hasn't made finals. He hasn't played in a side that's struggled. Right?
Yep.
And I'm not saying he's been a passenger in all those teams and stuff like that. And he's had influences. He's had times where he's done what he needed to do. But at the same time, I want to see him play for a Hawthorn side that doesn't make the finals, and how impactful is he? Because in Lachie Schultz's first season at Collingwood in 2024, he struggled, but then came good right towards the end when we were pushing for a final spot. You know, look at that game against Brisbane. Look at the game against Melbourne towards the end of the year, right, when we had to win. You know, if it wasn't for Schultz, we lose that game against Brisbane. We're not even in contention in the last game, even though we had to win by 200 points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference there. So I'm happy with the way that it is, and I'm happy to stick by it. Just quickly, too, with the whole Oscar Steen stuff, and, you know, Sean's been spot on the money with Steen as much as, you know, I've been looking at the comments and stuff, and I know that Jacob's guy in your comment said that, you know, it'll put all the Mason Cox lovers to you know, to shut up and stuff like that. And I understand where he's coming from with that, but I still think Mason Cox is one of the best tap ruckmen in the competition, even though he can't get a game at Freo at the moment. And I think he was that for us, like purely tap work. I think he's the best in the comp. Problem is, there's not really much attributes he's got around the ground other than taking a mark, and he'll take 5 out of 10 marks. You know, you need to clunk the important ones and stuff. And I think that's, if he was doing that still, he'd still be playing for us, right? Now, on the flip side, if you want to judge how good Oscar Steen is going to be in our team, and I've watched him at VFL, I've seen him at training, I've gone to training, I've seen him, I've watched him at VFL. Like, this guy's ready to play. But you're going to notice how good he is and how important he is to our team, depending on how good Darcy Cameron plays. If Darcy Cameron's having a field day in the ruck and he's intercepting the ball down back and he can go up forward and he can take a grab, if he can do everything around the ground, right, and be an all-rounder, not just our main ruckman, it's because he's got the ruck relief and he's got the support that Oscar Steen and the likes of him can provide. And I think that's what we need, because McStay's not a designated ruckman, Bull's not a designated ruckman, Frampton's not a designated ruckman. These guys are chop-out ruckmans. Steen is that person. But contested marking, in the VFL, he takes some good grabs. So I'm really interested to see how it goes. I hope it works out. The changes that we've made in the team, I am a bit sour that Buller got dropped, but at the same time, if you're going to bring Steen in, what option did you have? Really?
Yeah.
I mean, you could have taken Membry out, but
Yeah.
I mean, set shots for goal in the forward line. Membry's definitely not our worst. You know what I mean? So Membry's pretty good in front of goal. So you need that reliability. He can kick two, not do much, but those 2 goals can be really important. McStay could go in the back line. We've seen him in the back line. He was played in the back line for Brisbane. He was all around the ground. He can be an all-rounder, but he's not a designated ruckman. And I think we need that with And with the 5 on the bench, you can really like rotate more and, you know, rest the bloke a bit more, and, you know, your management, you can sort of plan to it. Be interesting. And I think the good thing too is GWS aren't really renowned for their ruck work. You know, Briggs isn't the greatest thing ever. And then they've got that guy with the Polish last name. I forgot his name. But, you know, they're not seeing him. Yeah. And the other one too is Himmelberg. He tends to give us a bit of trouble when we play against them, because he sometimes, like, you know, chops out and stuff too. So, but they're not, they haven't got like an A grade ruckman, if that makes sense. So I think with an A+ ruckman, I think the second best ruckman in the competition. And for me, that's only Gawn, Cameron, and Sherry, and then there's Daylight, and then maybe Grundy. I really think that we're going to have the edge in the ruck. But then again, we've had that in games before. We just got to get that tap work right. So it just feeds Nick, it feeds Josh, it feeds DeGoey, it feeds McCreary. If we can get that out the middle, then I think we're going to be in for a good night tomorrow.
Yeah. What's your tip for? Oh, you got it by us by 30 points. You've
I
got
think
I think our forward line for 2. Yeah.
I think McStay will kick too early and then sort of get his confidence up. I can see him sort of going missing as the game goes on, but I think early he should be pretty hot. I just think this is a game where, I mean, their backline's nothing too special, especially with Taylor out. I think that's massive because I rate him so highly. I think
he's an absolute gun.
I think with him out, it sort of can expand them a little bit and really test their depth in defence. But their forward line's good too. You know, GWS, their forward line's really good, but I think we've got a pretty secure backline, with Moore and Howe back in. And it's only going to get better with Reef going into the 2s this week as well. So, but I think the fact that 2s are playing tomorrow as well is good for the players that, you know, are still knocking on the door. The fact that they can actually, you know, do what they got to do and give the selection committee a real fucking headache, because we need to have that. We need the headaches in selection time. You know, the only way that we're going to go deep this year is that we're going to have to really test our depth. But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got for now. But I'm just looking at the team that you got, because I'm actually got you on my TV as well as my phone. So I'm looking at the team, and I just think it's good, the fact that we've got, and like in 2024, and tell me if I'm wrong, but in 2024 we were like, you know, injury rattled. You know, players were out for long periods of time, but we had a lot of players playing like dual positions, like they could play 2 positions. Last year, we didn't have that as much. We had it a little bit towards the back end of the year, like when we had a few injuries and we were a bit down on form. But the majority of the season, when we were flying mid-year, we had players playing in set positions, even though they could play in other positions, right? And the only time we saw a noticeable change was when Josh went in the midfield against Gold Coast, right? If we can have that for the majority of the year, where we've got these players that can play in 2 different positions, but they're playing in their main position, right? And then you've got a whole bunch of kids in the VFL that are having a good season and they're building their morale underneath and they're ready to come in and play their role. We can go deep this season with the experience and the youth, 100%. It's just we've just got to get that form going and bank those early wins, and I think that'll set us up, hopefully, to be in the top 6 this year. I still think we'll finish just under the top 6. I think the competitions are wide open, but don't know. I just feel as if as long as we can bleed the youngsters through, we'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Andres
but
is
yeah.
spot on. I'll just
Go ahead.
piggyback on that. He's spot on in the sense that we need to have those 2 or 3 players this year from the 2s that sort of come up and cement their spot in the 1s if we want to challenge this year. I think that's a given. We do need so Steen might be one of them, you never know. But I do think, you got to have those 2 or 3 players this year that just bang, they're in the 1s and that's it. They're 23, best 23 forever. I think if we don't end up getting that, I think he's right. We probably will sort of drift out of that top 6. But we just got to find them. That's it.
And they got to be ready too, because if there's any injuries that happen, and let's face it, we're going to cop an injury, we're going to cop a suspension, and then you got to do the right best 23, depending on who you're playing against as well. So you got to look at key matchups and stuff. There's going to be massive opportunities for these kids to get into the side this season. Even though Fly loves to pick experience, the second the door opens, they're going to put them in. So they've got to really build morale up. Because I'm telling you, in a space of 2 years, if we get these, these draft picks coming through and access to 2 future firsts or whatever, we've got a chest full of cash for the right players to come into the side. We can seriously build a fucking good core here, and contend for the next 10 years. We're just going to make sure that these, C+ to B players turn into B+ to A players, and they get that morale in the 2s, because this is an absolute stack side. And to be fair, it even helps with the guys that aren't on the AFL list, that are on the VFL list, the ex-AFL players that are there. Their experience is going to be fucking enormous, man. And because they're going to be playing for a mid-season draft pick for another club. So, or potentially us if there's an opening, and then there's a little guy waiting in the wings training Bobby Hill. He comes into the side too at some point, you'd like to think. And then, the forward line is just fucking dangerous if we get the mix right.
Yeah. Yep. That sounds good, man. Like, look, there's positive signs. And like, I know it's very like looking deep into the future, with all this Nick Daicos stuff. I know everyone's sick of hearing it, but all I got to say is, I know it's sacrilegious to say, Nick will go to Tasmania or whatever, But even if he does, what do we get? Are we going to get 4 first rounders or whatever? We'll get compensated adequately, And even that can fucking build a nice fucking strong team, something like that. And then 6 years down the track, Nick comes back and we've got a already established team, just like Geelong did when Ablett came back, mate. It could be a similar scenario. Look, I'm not saying anything. Nick, I don't want Nick to go anywhere, man. But if it happens, we could benefit from it, mate.
I think if that happens, I mean, we'll fucking riot, but we'd want to get like the first 5-round picks, because don't forget, if it did happen, Tassie are going to get draft picks from the AFL, which they have to trade them. They're not allowed to actually pick a player. They have to use those things for trades. So they're the ones that they're going to be giving off first. But I don't.
Which is also, in terms of trades, though, they'll actually be lesser in trade value too. So even if it's like a pick 8 and stuff, because the whole what's the word? All the clubs know that Tassie has to trade those picks. So inherently, because they know that, effectively that pick 8 will already be worth, say, like maybe pick 15 or something, because clubs will know, okay, you have to trade that, so it's already automatically lesser in value. So you could actually get a couple of pick 8s or 10 or 12, things like that.
But it's not going to happen. So it's just, don't worry about it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, either way, I feel like we win, especially the fact that we have people that are competent at the club to make those deals happen. That's why I'm not stressing about it, because either way we win. We either get Nick Daicos for 10 plus years, or we get basically our draft settled for the next 3 to 4 years. So
Yeah.
either way, we win.
That's
thing
why
is-
they wanted. Sorry, Mick.
No, you go.
That's why they wanted to this previous off season. There was reports that we'd approached Nick's Majum to sort of figure out what he wants to do longer term and if he wants to sign a longer contract or whatever. I think that's part of the planning as well, because that'll really decide whether or not the free agents we target and whatever else. So they're probably just wanting to tie Nick up for the extended period of time, so they can then make decisions around him. Because I do fear if it drags on too close to the contract year, that might affect us in terms of like our planning. So yeah, look, you just don't know. But again, if he was to decide to leave, we're going to get compensated through the roof. So
Yeah, but at the same time too, with that being said, we've still got 4 years to go, and provided that we don't bottom out and we're able to, with the future draft picks that we can access and whatever, if we're able to nail a couple of other A+ players like a Butters, like a King, like a Zach Bailey, like a Bailey Humphrey, like the ones that everyone's talking about, if we're able to get one of them, it sort of changes the whole dynamic of, the players that play on the field at any time. It changes our setup. And it means that Nick isn't just the focal point. You got to remember too, this season in particular, Jordan De Goey is playing like a new player. We've got Dan Houston, who's already is playing like the Dan Houston of Port Adelaide, the All-Australian Dan Houston. So we're going to see these players, really go to the next level. And I think that's going to be very attractive for Nick. And at the end of the day, I'm convinced next year that he'll be captain of the football club. And if it's not next year, it's right after. It'll be 2028 that he'll be the captain of our football club. And I think if they make him captain next year and he gladly accepts, I genuinely don't see him leaving. And then you've got the other arguments of, is he going to want to play in front of 15, 20,000 people? Is the stadium going to be ready? I mean, I watched Footy Classified the other day, and Eddie was saying that there's talks now that the stadium could be pushed out to 2031, 2032 because of what's happening around the world at the moment. Prices are going up. And the biggest example of that, and I know this because I was there last year, I mean, if you go to Europe, Barcelona have been building their stadium for God knows how long. Right, the new camp is fucked. They haven't even finished it, and they've, put the players back there. When I went past it last year, this was June last year, I did a tour outside, and I'm telling you, the stadium was all just scrap metal. Now, prices of materials and stuff like that are going up. You're going to think about the prices of what the stadium's going to cost now to when it starts to get built. There's that argument too that it's going to be double the price. Wages are going to have to go up. Cost of living's going up. Supplies, everything is all going up, even the smallest shit. Then you got to look at the fuel stuff. All this stuff that happens around the world at the moment influences every big industry, and the AFL is part of that, just like the World Game is. So how the fuck is Tassie going to be building a stadium, which is supposed to be a roofed stadium, which is supposed to be ready in less than 2 years? I can tell you now, by the start of 2028, they wouldn't even had a fucking shovel break dirt. You know what I mean? So is he going to want to go play in Hobart and Launceston? For those years and wait, regardless of how much money he's getting, when he could be playing against a fucking Gold Coast or GWS at the MCG, and we're still getting 70,000. Like,
it'll only happen if the AFL facilitates it. If the AFL gets their fucking hands in there and makes it happen to try and sell the game up there. And just on that, look, I've got a sneaking suspicion that fucking it's going to go balls up. I don't know. It just doesn't seem right. I've spoken to Tasmanians. A lot of them don't like the idea, man. And Hobart and Launceston hate each other. So you're trying to get them to unite for the one state. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Well, I was on an episode, just quickly before we move on to the next topic. I was on an episode of the Forever Rivals last season on the Jumper Punch. And we had an actual MP of the Tasmanian Tasmanian government was on there. right?
Yeah.
And it was obviously where his sort of zone is, or whatever you want to call it, his municipality or whatever it is, was where the stadium was going to be built. And even at that stage, after the government said yeah, and they're doing the vote or whatever it is, and until now, they haven't even got the tenders, the actual tender applications to submit the builders to, who's doing this, who's doing that. Nothing has been put out.
Yeah.
No, there hasn't been an awarded builder for this stadium yet.
Yeah.
How are you supposed to build a 32 or 35,000 seater stadium, like a boutique precinct, 3/4 of the size of Marvel Stadium, right, in 2 years?
Yeah.
Look how long
Yeah,
it took them to
it's a
build.
massive job. Yeah.
Look how long it took them to build Marvel back in 99, 2000 or whatever it was, or even before when they started it. And the world had no fucking bad issues like they've got now.
Yeah.
And materials and shit were cheap.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's all just media hyped up bullshit. The fact that he was in Tassie when they played their first game, he had that trip booked in December last year. He said it.
Yeah.
He's told everyone that he's happy. It's still 4 years to go. If it was, let's just say, for example, his contract ran out at the end of next year, you'd start to be a bit like, hang on a second, like it's approaching. You need to sign up pretty quick. But at the same time, I mean, we've got 4 years to go until that contract runs out, and Collingwood's going to throw the fucking kitchen sink and more at him for him to stay, and his brother too. Don't forget about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about him moving to Tassie. It could be one of those Lance Franklin scenarios where he can just pick his club. I actually think if he was to decide to leave, it wouldn't be for Tassie, to be completely honest, because of all the things you spoke about. I just can't see him wanting to play at York Park in front of 15,000 people for 3 years, regardless of the money. It doesn't seem like it's an attractive option. And like you said, it could be 3, 4, 5 years that they're in the comp with no stadium. So I know a lot of people the other day when Eddie went on his rant, they were like, "Oh, you're just saying that because you want to put pressure on it so Nick doesn't go there." It's like, well, at the end of the day, I don't think he's going to go there if there's 15,000 people in the south of Tasmania in 3-degree weather in the middle of winter. I just can't see him wanting to do that. So, look, at the end of the day, we just got to remain competitive. As long as we're competitive and we've got a list build that's attractive, players ain't going to want to leave. That's as simple as that. If we stay competitive, we're fine. The issue is if we have a drop off in those 2 or 3 years, and there's we're a bit rudderless, then that's the risk where he looks elsewhere. But yeah, again, it's 3 or 4 years away. No real need to worry. The main thing is we're just got to try and get a flag in that period of time, really. While we do have him and we've got him locked away, we just got to go for another one.
I think we go for it every year. But even if we don't get it, as long as we remain up there and we're drawing in the money and we're bringing in everything that we're bringing in over the last couple of years, then I really don't see any reason that he would want to leave, regardless of how big the money, the pay packet's going to be. Because in my eyes, it's what the club is going to be able to offer him after he finishes his football career. Being a one-time player at Collingwood, being a Daicos, being a premiership player, hopefully 2 or 3-time premiership player, it's what it's going to do for him after football and set him up for life after that. I think you'd want to be here. You'd want to be at the Collingwood Football Club. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway, that's enough for the near future. I'm sorry for changing the subject to that, but we've got a big game tomorrow night. One thing of my perception of the GWS midfield, they seem to be a bit one-paced, like Clary Oliver, Wivel. I think, I don't know, I've never really rated him that much. I remember when we were supposed to get him, I wasn't enthusiastic about that at all. Caniglio, they don't really put much fear into me. But having said that, the same could be said about Adelaide's midfield last week, and they fucking destroyed us. But the difference is now we've got Steve coming back in to help out DC, and we've got the 2 main defenders coming back. Our midfield have to step up tomorrow night. It's beyond a joke. Some of these ground ball gets the ball's hitting the ground and the opposition midfield's taking it away. Like St Kilda were doing that to us the opening round. So I'm thinking there has to be some kind of step up tomorrow night in our midfield.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I find it hard to see. To be honest, I found it hard how poor they were against Adelaide after the showing against St Kilda. And it's one of those things, the numbers don't look too bad, but the eye test, it was pretty bad. Like I said, you just have to look at the centre clearances, not even the numbers, but just the quality of the centre clearances. The Oppo v us. Ours was scrappy, we were fumbly. There was no real, direction out of the middle. It was real just, sloppy exits. Whereas the opposition, they were just, every time, it was just clean exits, especially against St Kilda. It was bad against Adelaide, but it was really bad against St Kilda. And I just think, we cannot be at that level. I refuse to believe we're that poor in the middle. I know pre-season a lot of people were saying, we're the 14th best midfield, 13th best midfield. And I was like, nah, that can't be right.
Mick McGuan said that because we didn't pick up his son. Literally the 2 weeks after, it was 2 weeks after or a week after we didn't pick him up in the draft or the rookie draft, and we went with Sexina instead. And he went to train on with Adelaide. He said that we had the 13th best midfield in the competition. And I'm thinking to myself, you've got us ranked near Port Adelaide. Like you take Butters out of Port Adelaide, and they're finished. I'm sure with the midfielders that we've got, like we are easily top 6 in the midfield with a stacked midfield.
It's one of those things. I do agree. We're top 8, top 6 mids in the comp. But to be honest, in fairness to Mick McGuan, what we've shown these last 2 games, we probably are around that mark. So I don't believe we are. So we need a big response tomorrow night. It's just one of those things that the midfield was the one area of the ground I was never really worried about, but it's been the biggest the biggest sort of letdown so far this year. And look, 2 games in, long way to go. Won a game against St Kilda, lost a game against Adelaide, where we were right in the thick of it, really, in the end. Look, they've just got to correct it in there, and it's as simple as that. And I think Steen might be the key to that, because, the ruckman, Darcy Cameron, great ruckman, like we've said, round the ground, he's elite. But the middle looks like the area where we've really just got to improve in, and that's every facet. That's the rucks, that's the mids, that's the clearances. It's just the whole collective of it hasn't worked in these 2 games so far. So, look, he's admitted that by bringing in Steen. That's a pretty obvious. Sometimes you can read into the inclusions what the agenda is, so you can already tell by bringing in a Steen. You can see, okay, he's admitted that there's an issue in the middle. So look, we're just, I think, and just to tie it back to Cox again, we probably delisted Cox to save ourselves from picking him anymore, if that sort of makes any sense.
It does.
If Cox is on the list, it then becomes hard to blood a Steen. But without Cox there, you've got no choice. You're just going to throw Steen in there, and if he's ready, he's ready. So I assume they got rid of Cox knowing full well that this kid's ready to go, as Sean was saying most of last year. So, look, the kid's just got to show it now, because big opportunity tomorrow night, because, look, the midfield's been smashed. The centre clearances have been smashed. So, time to correct it now.
We haven't played GWS at Marvel Stadium either. Like I'm looking at, and I don't remember since 2012 when they came in. We've actually played them at Marvel Stadium. We've played them in Sydney and always at the MCG. I think the first time we played them at the G, I think that was the game where Jeremy Cameron kicked like 8 goals on Lockie Keefe, I think. but we haven't played them there before. And then if you look at the team, when we played them last time at opening round last year, I mean, they had a pretty stacked side in, and they're missing some key players. And I think Tom Green's probably the one that really stands out for me, with him not playing. But yeah, I'm looking at this team now that GWS have got, and yeah, they've got some pretty damaging players. I mean, you've still got Callahan, Toby Green, and you know, Clayton Oliver always plays a good game against us regardless. And then like the same thing with Whitfield. Laverty's an interesting one down back for him. Hopefully we can
I've
sort
never
of
rated Laverty,
no,
but
I haven't either. But when Essendon were up and about, he would control their back line quite heavily. Whenever they were up and about against us on Anzac Day. So, you know, if they do get the jump on us a bit early, I'd expect to see the players like that sort of like take control, and then that'll fucking make us pissed off more than anything. But yeah, I think it's a bit different because it's at Marvel. It's not in Sydney. We've got a pretty decent side, and I'm interested. I want to get your thoughts, Mick. We had a press conference from Fly the other day, or yesterday, I think it was, and they sort of mentioned the potential of Jeremy Howe maybe going up forward.
It's kind of like he gave us like a little tiny hint so we're not surprised if it happens, kind of thing. And look, I'd like to see it, but not from the first bounce. I reckon it'll happen in the last if we're down and we're struggling, like, you know, if McStay's doing nothing and Membry's doing nothing. And and just on that, surely Membry, with his limited possessions, it really doesn't offer much. So if Allen has a big game in the VFL, I reckon it's a straight swap just for me. But saying that, I'd love to see Howe forward again. I'd love for Howe to finish his career as
I was just about to say that.
Forward.
I would like, let's just say for the sake of the argument, which I don't think he will, but if he was to go on one more year, which I don't think he will, I would be just sitting him in the goal square, just making him an outright lead up forward, and then just making the young kids sort of like work around him just for a season. And to be honest with you, if Reef comes back in and he's playing a little bit better than what Howie is, and we still haven't got our forward structure 100%, I would be putting Howe in the forward line and making McStay, Buller and Membry and even Charlie West fight to the fucking death to hold their spot in there, because that's only going to make us better. Because Howe in front of goal is pretty reliable, and he can still take a mark. I don't think he can jump as high as he could a couple of years ago, but he can still take a contested mark. I'd be doing it now, just quietly. I'd really be doing it now.
From the start, would you do it from the first?
Yeah. I think I want to say I'd rather see McStay down back. To be honest with you, I'm convinced McStay needs to go down back, and help out. And if you had said that to me 12 months ago, I would have fucking laughed in your face. But I've done a complete change, and I just think that him going down back would be better, and how up forward is a dangerous option. You know, because he could go up forward and even for a quarter and snag 3 goals. We saw it in that game against that game. Yeah, but even that game against Carlton in 2023, we lost by 3 goals.
We almost came back.
Because Curnow was kicking him from the fucking car park, right? He only fucking turned it up for us, and then he was getting free kicks for Darcy Moore just manning up against him, let alone touching him. And you know, he came back in the last quarter and he kicked 3 goals, and it was like, fuck, man, like this is something different here. You know what I mean? So.
5 more minutes, we win that game, mate. We'll come back strong. And I remember sitting next to a Carlton supporter, and like the game was sealed. There was like 2 minutes left. All right, they're 3 goals up.
Yeah.
No one's going to kick 3 goals in 2 minutes. He's still shitting himself. I'm like, come on, pal. Take it easy, mate. We're on training loads, mate. Enjoy it, man. Fuck.
So, yeah, I know. Yeah, it's funny. And I got to say this just quickly. Sorry. I just got to quickly say, just in regards to the Carlton argument, and I always say this because they talk about 2023 more than what fucking we do.
Like
Like,
glory days. Yeah.
fucking
That's
shit.
what I do. Every time they have their shows, and they bring up 2023, I always say, let's talk about 2023 in the chat. Rocco wants to kill me, mate.
Fuck, I hate them
just
so
keep
much.
giving.
I can't fucking stand them, seriously.
They keep giving, and it's fucking hard to be on the same amount of premierships as it. You just want to be in front of them.
Look, no, I have to say, and I know we're drifting off here, but this is the fucking the Chronicle, so we'll talk about whatever. But mate, the head-to-head games, I think we're about 5 now or 6 in front of them in overall in the history of the two clubs. So you would think that most years we play them twice. Some years with the fixturing we'll play them once, but the last 2-3 years we've played them twice. It's going to take at least 3 seasons for them to overtake us on the actual head-to-head line, right? But the fact that we've got the same amount of premierships as them now, and we've come from 14 to equal them on 16. If you look at the overall stats of the whole game, of the whole history of the two clubs, regardless of the flags, we're better than them now. And even with the even flags, we can say that, hang on a second, with these, but head to head, we're still ahead of you, no matter what. You know what I mean? So, and I think it'll be once we get, and I think if you look at Collingwood, Essendon, and Carlton, we are obviously well ahead of both of them to go to 17. My fear is that you're going to have a club like Richmond, you're going to have a club like Hawthorn, fucking Geelong is still in the conversation, fucking whatever, are going to go through another dynasty, and then they're going to actually get to 14, 15, and then it's like, hang on a second, you've got a fourth club in here now that's going to be like, so we're going to hurry up and get to that 17, you know what I mean, just to get there, and then, but knowing us, we'll get to the fucking 17, and then Carlton will somehow fucking pluck something out of their ass and they'll fucking win one,
Well, put it this way, man. Over the last 20, 30 years, how many fucking number one draft picks and high draft picks have they had in their fucking shit the bed with it? They'll get it again. They'll bottom out. And they'll get those number one draft picks again. And they'll augment it with their fucking father's sons. I can see it happening now. And they'll get a run on in about 5 or 6 years. Then we're going to hear all about it again. It won't be from shrewd recruiting like the way we do it. Like every year we fucking give it a nice shot with fucking pick 47 and pick 32 and shit. These guys are getting fucking premium fucking picks and they're still shitting the bed,
Yeah, I know. It's just, it's annoying, but it is what it is. Just to quickly, I think Adelaide's just hit the front against Geelong. If you guys are watching on the thing,
they have.
Yeah,
I've got it on the KO on the side here. Fucking good to see. Fuck the Cats.
I actually tipped Geelong, and I need them to win, but I want them to lose. But for my tips, I want them to win.
Yeah. I actually forgot to do my tipping. So isn't it if you forget to do your tipping, you get the away team?
It just depends on who. It depends on who you're tipping with. I think it just depends on the rules of the comp. I do tipping through ESPN, and usually if you get your away, if you miss your tip, you get the away team. I think it's like a default setting on there. So
yeah.
I saw Ollie Henry fucking score a goal in the first fucking quarter and fucking celebrated like he won the flag.
Bloody hell.
He'd have to be the most unluckiest player. Like he left a team to go to the premiers of the year before, but then missed out on a premiership because he left the team that ended up winning the flag the year after.
McStay's up there too, man.
Yeah,
McStay's up there for unlucky.
True. Yeah, he is.
Left Brisbane and they got a 3-peat, and he missed out on the one with us.
And he missed out from us, and he actually got us there. Poor cunt.
Having said that, with McStay, let's get on to McStay. A lot of people say that year he was fucking dominating. Like dominating for McStay, what's that? 10 possessions and 2 goals over, like I say, a 6-7 week period, and that's like compared to like other big strong monsters, that's pretty fucking low, mate. It's not, but for him it's
but he did it. He was doing it in a good team too, though. Like he was he was doing in a good team, and like, you don't really get, disposal stats and that type of stuff for your ruck work, for your tap ruck work, for your body work, for your contested, marking and shit like that. You're bringing the ball to ground, you're feeding the other players, and whether it be a tap or a knock on or just like your presence there, like you don't get the stats for that stuff. But he, he was very important to him in that year, and they didn't want to let him go. And to be fair, 2023, he was very important for us. The games that he played, he was stiff with injuries, but I just feel as if that knee injury against GWS in that prelim final, he just hasn't had a consistent run with it with injury and form. So like he'll cop an injury, and then he cops an injury, and then you got players like Jamie Elliott kicking fucking bags because the forward line's more open and he can play his more natural style. And then he comes in, and then he's not doing much, and it's like a harder structure in the forward. And that's why I want to see him down back. I don't know what you guys think, but I just think he's versatile. So, don't leave him in the goal square, even though it's a strong suit of his. Use him in different places.
Yeah. I'm just a bit hesitant with that. go.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, especially with McStay, when he actually played in his draft year, he was a defender. So he actually has, when I say he has history there, the sample size isn't like a large sample size, but he's still, I mean, we're talking, when was he drafted? Like 10 years ago. So it's obviously been a while, but he has done that in the past.
Yeah, look, McStay's time's running out. He needs to find something quick, smart. And if that's not in the forward line and they've got to trial him back or something on a needs basis or whatever, they've got to figure something out with him because, look, the injuries might have cruelled him and whatever else, but, you can only carry guys for so long. We carried him most of last year. In the end, he dropped him for finals. I know they said he was injured, but who knows? And this year,
I think he was, but
well
his form was
Yeah.
piss poor, as well as the injury. And then if he was really that badly injured, he wouldn't have played in that scratch match against Geelong at GMHBA, where Bobby played as well. If you're injured, you're missing it.
Yes.
He was just wasn't good for form then. So, but to be honest, I probably still would have picked him over Mychek the way that he played that last game. But I mean, that's in hindsight, I suppose. But yeah.
But you know what the difference there is? They would have trusted Mychek more than McStay. That's what the difference there is, because you've got Dan McStay who really did nothing for most of the year, whereas Mychek did. So let's just say they're both under injury clouds. At the end of the day, it would have just been a trust decision, I reckon. They would have just trusted Mychek over Dan McStay, really. And look, it's playing out the same way again. We can't really trust him in the ruck. We can't trust him forward. So, the options are running out for him. And I think, look, as long as you've got...
It's like when he's got the ball, it's like you can visibly see his brain fucking going through all these fucking millions of things. Like, should I have a shot? I'm 48 metres out. There's Membry. I'll quickly try and short pass it to him.
How many times against Adelaide, whether he got the ball in the middle or he got the ball just outside the 50, you're in range, put the ball through the fucking sticks, at least score a behind. Just have a shot on goal. I would rather you have a shot on goal and miss it than pop a little hospital kick, a little dinky 45 kick into the forward 50. And then you've kicked it to fucking 3 Adelaide players who are fucking picking their nose, standing there doing fuck all. And it's like, nobody's leading for you, bro. Like, what are you doing? Kick the fucking ball in. But that's a confidence thing. That's him not knowing, not backing himself. Because I think the biggest fuck up for him was he took a mark or whatever at the Adelaide game, and it was one of the first shots on goal we had. He was on the boundary line. He's kicked it out of bounds on the full. Now, if he had missed that and just like scored a behind, your confidence isn't shot. It's like, okay, I'll go again. But he shanked it in his fucking 200th game or whatever it was, 250th or whatever the fuck he played, and he shanked it. If he had kicked that goal, he doesn't make any fuck ups for the rest of the game. And he actually looked semi-okay when he was contesting the ball on the wing, in the contest in the middle. And I'm thinking, okay, he was actually like getting the ball, he was feeding it out. I'm like, okay, but when he was taking a mark or he'd be delivering the ball into the forward 50 or he was in the forward 50, he shut himself.
Yeah.
And it was, and he became a real liability up forward. That's why I think put him down back and he doesn't have to worry about kicking a goal.
Yeah.
Take a fucking mark and pass it off. You know, can throw your body in there. Chop out in the ruck if you have to. And if it doesn't work, then you can put him back up forward. And if that doesn't work, put him in the twos for 6 weeks. Make him miss out on Anzac Day so it fucking burns him. So he gets his confidence back up because the best Dan McStay is easily in our best 23. The best Dan McStay is coming out of the goal square, clunking big marks 25 metres out and kicking 4 or 5 goals a game. And that's the McStay that we fucking need. But if we're not going to get it, you've got to get it. You've got to play him to his strengths.
Yeah.
He's versatile. He can go on the ground. He can, you know, dive into the pack. He can do these other things. But I think we're just so obsessed about having a big, tall key forward. You know what I mean? We're so obsessed with it as a football club to have this fucking prime Tom Lynch, this prime Ben King, this prime Buddy Franklin. Look, we don't have that. We don't have that. Our best forward is 5'10". It's Jamie Elliott, and he's going to be with us for 24 months, and he's going to retire. Like we've got to get one. That's why moving forward, I want Butters. I want Butters, and we've discussed this to fucking like to the end of days. But Butters around Nick Daicos in the middle is going to set us up. But if we get another midfielder, maybe we don't need the Butters.
Yeah.
Maybe we need the Ben King up forward.
Yeah.
Maybe we need a Ben King up forward with Charlie West doing can you imagine a Ben King up forward? Because Charlie West for me, he looks like he's gonna be like Darcy Fogarty is. I think he's gonna be a Darcy Fogarty. He's got the body, the same body shape. But when Fogarty was on, he was a fucking. He wasn't even playing as a tall forward. He was a crash and bash forward when he was on. You know, and to be honest with you, I'd be fucking loving that. You know, I think he'll be better, but he's got the same body size and the body shape. I think he's going to be really important. Can you imagine him and Ben King up forward? Like, fuck, man. We just got to find the right mix for McStay. But we find the right mix for McStay, then problems go away. But where does that leave Buller? Where does that leave other guys coming into the thing? But they're still young. Buller's only played 12, 13 games. So.
And with Buller, it's not like we gave up we sold the house to fucking get him or anything. He's just he's really a free hit. He's a free hit, man. If he fucks
he's
up,
a money ball. He's a money ball footballer. I think. He's one of those guys that you get him for cheap. He's shown a little bit. He's still young enough. And you just got to see if he comes on or not. I don't.
And if he doesn't, who cares?
It's not It's not like it's a guy that we've sold the farm to get or anything. It was a speculative sort of pick, and look, still young enough and right size and everything else. So look, again, not a great sign that he gets dropped this early in the year. But at the end of the day, the forward line's been dysfunctional, and that's just someone had to make way, and that's it. So,
hey, just on the Ben King stuff, I wanted to ask this before because you said Moneyball, and I was thinking about this the other day. You reckon they signed Hugo Hagen as the Moneyball option, the cheap option, the experiment to see if it works? If Ben King was to leave, they've got that. They've got that back up there.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought the same thing once they got him in. I said, that could be a sign that they already think Ben King might be leaving. But look, at the end of the day, Jimmy Hardwick's a no bullshit sort of coach, and he hasn't given that guy any favors. I reckon it's bottom dollar, and it's you come up here, you're out of the bubble of Melbourne, and look, slog for your opportunities and whatnot. But absolutely, they got him in the I think it is a Ben King move, that one.
Hotkey. If anyone doesn't know who Hotkey is, he's the most controversial YouTuber going around. He does constant scathing reactions to the ridiculousness of AFL and AFL people. He's in his last video, one of his last videos, he challenged Ricky Nixon to a punch-on, at the end of the video. He's asking us, he's a North Melbourne supporter, by the way, but he's welcome here. As long as he doesn't do a reaction to my fucking streams and fucking bags the fuck out of me, then different story.
Nah, let him do it, man,
Right.
because then you get your subscribers up, then you get monetized,
Yeah.
and then you start making cash out of it. Fuck it.
Oh, that's how it works. Oh,
Yeah, bro. That's why I say stupid shit
just
half the time.
drama.
All right,
Embrace the
Hotkey,
drama and all the.
go hard on the Hotkey. Save him. Give him a fucking fight.
Emotional damage.
So Hotkey's asking, where do you see it going now? You tipped him to have a big season. I still reckon he's going to have a big season, bro. He had that one shit game last week, but he still did some good things that I was happy with. And, he's injury-free pre-season. He's ready to go. He'll be in the big – I'd love to see him predominantly as a forward. And I think coming as the year progresses in the final third of the year, my prediction is Bobby Hill comes back in the final third, rejuvenates us with Daicos. Membry will be out of the side. Daicos will be playing that Membry role. He's got a lot more attributes than Membry. So I reckon Daicos will be a big part in our resurgence at the end. We're going to finish 6th. We're going to make a prelim, mate. Well, your North Melbourne probably finish bottom 4 again. With all your picks and everything, mate.
Also,
now he's guaranteed to fucking do a fucking reaction video on me and try and fuck me over.
You can. He's doing the reverse psychology in the comments now. I'll get him to put this into the vault. So Hotkey, you can subscribe to my channel too while you're at it if you haven't already. But the certainty for Daicos is if he stays injury free, and that's the only caveat on this. If he stays injury free, he'll finish in the top 5 in the BNF at Copeland Trophy night this season. If he's injury free, he'll be top 5 without a shadow of a doubt. The way that he's playing so far this season.
Yeah, the thing I'll say about Daicos is a lot of people. No Collingwood supporter expects him to dominate week in, week out. I think we know the sort of player he is. He'll have a big game, one in every 3 or 4 games, and you know that one game he can win you the bloody game. We saw it against St Kilda. Only really played a half, but he just dominated. That's really all we expect from him. And if he's injury free, it's just going to happen more often. That's all it comes down to. You know, if he's not injury plagued and he's in decent enough form, one in every 3 or 4 games, he'll just rip it apart. And that's really all you need because we know he's not the consistent week to week performer. He's never been that way, but he's just a big game player, and you just want him there finals time because he turns it on in finals. That's for sure.
Yeah. Hey boys, I'm just going to put you on mute for 2 minutes. I'll still be here, but I'll just got to quickly do something. But give me just a couple of minutes.
Not a problem, pal.
Actually, just real quick, I wouldn't mind just because I could have sworn, I don't know, there was like a video I watched or something maybe it was in like Vice Presser, but like when it comes to like Bobby and stuff, I feel like I can't remember if it was like code worded or whatever, but something there was something about Bobby and like Anzac Day. Yeah. Can anyone like fact check that in terms of like that was like maybe like an aim that
I saw it somewhere, but I think it was just someone tipping him being a bit too overzealous with their tips, but that's too recent for him to he won't be back Anzac Day. I saw it somewhere, some chat somewhere. I saw it.
Yeah. No, it's because it was just when we spoke about the Bobby Hill stuff, and I don't know, that was just the thoughts going through my head. Because especially when Fly said, he didn't say it literally. It was just a response to a question. But he basically said, it's likely more weeks than months. And I was just sort of thinking, like, God, Anzac Day is like around 6. That's about 5-6 weeks. That's about that sort of time frame. It might have been Mitch Cleary that said it. Okay, because I wasn't like saying it's fact or anything, but like it was just more of a I don't know. It just popped up in my head, and I was just sort of curious, and I was just wondering if I was just making shit up. There you go. So that's just another thing I haven't made up.
No disrespect to Mitch Cleary, but I mean, what the hell would he know about Bobby's return date? You know.
Yeah, and that's also the other thing too, is that when people speak, you've also got to know, where the information is coming from. I mean, like, because at the end of the day, anyone can speak about something, but it's like you gotta. That's where you need to know the context. It's like, are they saying it because it's their opinion? Are they saying it because they've been told by such and such, and that such and such is an expert? Maybe the such and such is a nutty, and they're believing the nutty. Like, like there's like so much context of like. That's why I don't know. I just like to read it out just in case if you guys heard the same thing I was hearing. It was something that Anzac Day and Bobby. But yeah,
it's a hard ask.
Yeah.
Look, let's just
especially with Fly though. I don't know. I'm not really letting anything that comes with Fly. I'm just sort of like, just nothing's going to surprise me. Like if he just rocks up Anzac Day, and he's like, "All right, Bobby, you're playing." It's just like okay, like it just wouldn't shock me at all, especially if we're especially some of the choices he's made of late, like.
Yeah. Look, there's no guarantees between now and then anyway that something doesn't happen with Bobby anyway. Like, as I said the other night, let's hope for the best, but expect anything sort of thing. Like, you just can't look too far ahead with how everything's played out. So, look, I know it's good clickbait, it's good, but at the end of the day, the guy's he's got to get fit again and then go from there, and that's it. So
it's probably a good topic of like with the clickbait stuff though. It's like because clickbait can be clickbait, but it's like even if Cleary's putting it out there and saying, "Oh, I hope there's some hope or optimism of like Bobby potentially playing Anzac Day." Out of all the shit that we cop, that's one of the ones I'm at least like sort of hearing. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen, but at least it's positive vibes, and it's it's not like doom and gloom, and it's not I'd rather Mitch Cleary say that than Kane Corn say that Jack Kinnevan would have been in our top 3 best players this year.
Absolutely.
Because that's like because even though both are probably not that accurate, but at least the other one's a bit more positive, and it's a bit more. If it doesn't work out, you can go, okay, well, I'm not really upset because like it was like there was no drama to the wording, where with Kane there was a bit of he was obviously trying to get it for like a reaction and everything. So and I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah. Oh, definitely interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what I'm thinking. Because Anzac Day, it's only 6 weeks away. Like it's not like impossible. It's not. I wouldn't call it 0%. But again, it's like severely unlikely though.
He'll probably play a couple of games before that in the VFL, and if he rips it up, and if there's a spot in the forward line, like let's say he gets concussed again or something like that, or Elliott gets injured, it'll just be the groundswell of like just playing will be there, But only if those two things happen. If he fucking rips it up and there's a spot open. But I reckon he's just got the natural talent. He'll be there, mate. At the pointy end, he'll be available as long as no bullshit fucking happens,
Oh, of course, but it's still the. I mean, just the fact that we can now have some positive information around Bobby too. Like, it's not all doom and gloom, and it's not all, oh god, what has Bobby done this week? The fact that he's actually at training and stuff, it's sort of. I don't know. I'm still feeling like I'm a bit shielded from it because I don't want to get my hopes up still. But it's like, it's like you want to care, but then you're not holding your heart, but you're trying to open yourself up, but you're still closing yourself off. If that makes any sense, I don't even know how to explain it, but the other thing as well with Howe, I'm actually kind of interested to know, especially because there's been a bit of talk around playtime percentages and like working it to your advantage, like getting a not secret advantage. What's the word? Like a tactical advantage. And I'm just maybe wondering when it comes to because on one hand, it's like I wouldn't mind like seeing like someone like a Howard get less game time, Penderbury get less game time, maybe even the Sidebomb to a certain extent get less game time, so that when they're impacting, they're playing less minutes, but they're more impactful within their minutes. Like what's everyone's like sort of like take on that? But then again, like would it be an issue if we have too many of them as well? Because then you'd still want rotations as well, right?
I think you rotate and then you sort of designate one of them per game, like we did with Pendles against St Kilda.
Yeah,
I reckon you'd probably have to do with that and base it off form, or if there's a slight injury potentially, or depending on who the opposition is, I think is probably the main one. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see some of those boys in an interstate game throughout the middle part of the season get rested, like against West Coast in West Coast or whatever. Or I'd like just some of the older boys, maybe just give them a rest and, just going back to the Bobby stuff, because I heard you guys still, I was hearing you. I really think that he could potentially come back against Sydney, in Sydney. I think that's middle of May. I reckon that might be the one where he comes back. That's about 7 or 8 weeks, even though they were saying 4 to 6. It just depends on, general form, training loads, VFL form. He could still, roll his ankle or, have a bit of a strain here and there. Like you got to take into consideration there might be injuries and stuff too. And then you've also got to look at form of the players as well.
You've put it in the vault that he's coming back against Port in round 15. Are we altering that now?
This was before Mitch Cleary came out and said anything.
Okay.
So I'll stick with the Port. But if you go by what Mitch Cleary was saying, then I would say probably Sydney. But I'd like to see him at the MCG and stuff. And I know on one of my shows, like Matty Moore was saying, potentially against Gold Coast and Gold Coast. And
that's actually really smart by him. Actually, I was actually very I guess I was impressed, but I was just sort of like, that's if we go down that route, at least that's like very smart to get Bobby away from the spotlight, just to make it easier on him.
The only thing is too, that's Gold Coast marquee game against us. It's school holidays in Queensland. So we get a lot of travelling support. So it's sort of not out of the spotlight, but it's out of the MCG Melbourne spotlight. Yeah. Like you bring him back against a Hawthorn or a Geelong, if he's firing fit, ready to go, you're throwing him with the Sharks pretty early, and I wouldn't be doing that. I think Sydney, even though Sydney's still massive, I think that might have a bit more thing to it. But then if you play him in Melbourne, you'd probably want to go for the easy kill, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like maybe go for the West Coast down here or the Port Adelaide at the G, but then if he's already in form, then you can't hold him back too long because that'll fuck with his confidence. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which Fly loves to do.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Especially with the young boys.
Well, how old is he now? Is he 25, 26? So I think he's past the age gap, thank God. So maybe it won't happen.
Yeah. Hotkey was asking earlier, who should I subscribe to? Hotkey, the bloke on the channel now, Andreas, Black and White United. That's his channel. Subscribe to him. But I say that with trepidation because I don't know if you've seen this guy's work, Andreas. He can be pretty scathing, mate.
That's okay.
But he'll probably meet his match with you. So that's
no. Any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
I'm not the Kane Corns of Collingwood, so that's fine.
Hotkey should know that all Collingwood supporters are level-headed and the smartest of the lot. You should know that by now.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put
Yeah.
the link in. Oh, look,
Every single Collingwood supporter is always quality. I've never met someone that's not.
yeah.
100%.
I reckon I've met a few. Don't lie.
Actually, I will say this: my PT that actually got me to lose all the weight. He's a Pies fan too, so there you go. So there's definitely quality out there.
Yeah. So what do we got? Callahan. Does Pezza tag him? I was surprised Pezza didn't tag Dawson last time out. But I'd like to see him do a job on Callahan. He's worried us in the past. You reckon that's a thing?
Yeah, Callahan last game we played against them, opening round last year, turned into I think he turned into like a mixture of Wayne Carey, Buddy Franklin, Nick Rewalt, and fucking Diesel Williams all in one game.
Yep.
He looked unstoppable, like getting the ball off the halfback and just pushing through the middle and driving it into the forward line. A little bit different from Naz, a lot stronger than Naz. So I don't know, you'd think that maybe he'd probably get a tag, but I don't know. I don't know if we need to this game. I think we judge it by how they go in the first quarter. I don't really think there's a player stand out that it's like we have to stop him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just quickly, Geelong's about to win this game by 8 points, and Siren's gone. Geelong's won by 8 points against Adelaide.
It's a nice home ground advantage they've got there. Huh? That's one of the reasons they've been up all this time, man.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. They're lucky. They're lucky because, being the only regional Victorian team, they're always the one that was going to be able to keep their stadium and get all the government funding to keep it as well, upgrade it, all that sort of stuff. They're just really lucky. That's why I got a mate that's a Geelong supporter, and I said, you really have no excuse, even if you've got an average team, you've got no excuse to not make finals every year with 11 home games down there. They could have an average team and still win.
Yeah. Hotkey, that's the link there. That's Andreas' channel. I'll put the link there. And while I'm there, there's a gentleman that usually joins us, Matt. He's got a channel as well. So I'm going to put his link up as well. Get him going. He's been doing. He's made a few videos lately, and he's been doing reactions. He did a great one the other day. The Sporting Eyes bloke that thinks he's a big hitter in YouTube AFL decided to make a video. Oh, the 4 fucking basket case teams, and he's lumped in Collingwood with Carlton and Essendon and Richmond as well. Oh, the big 4.
That's literally the big 4, bro. What's this guy?
Yeah, but if you're going to do a video like that, just do Carlton and Essendon, man. Richmond's rebuilding. They've had their success, mate. We've won a flag and made 2 prelims in the last fucking 5 years. You're going to lump us with those fucking basket cases?
That's actually a very good topic to talk about really quickly.
Yeah, that's what Matt did his reaction video, and I'll put that link up as well for all you guys to follow.
I'd love to get your thoughts, Mick, just quickly. Take out Collingwood out of that because we're not a basket case or anything like that. But if you want to talk about big 4, you can't put Essendon in there anymore. You just can't. I mean, they haven't won a final in 22 years, and it's going to be extended this year because they're not making finals or wild cards or whatever.
Yeah,
but who would be the next one? I'd still deep down consider Richmond a big 4, even though their crowds are shit. The success they've had over the last 10 years, they've had a dynasty, and they've picked up some absolute fucking guns, some kids that are going to be stars of the game soon. They get their system right, and their 2s are looking pretty good too. I'd still keep them in there just for the history sake of it and what they're doing. I'd still keep Carlton in the big because, any publicity is good publicity, and they're They're not as big as us, but they're probably the next closest at the moment, realistically. Even though they're playing shit. Who else would be a big four? And like Melbourne clubs,
Yeah.
like Victorian clubs, who else is it? The only other one that I can see is Hawthorn.
Yeah.
But at the same time, too, on field, I see the Bulldogs as being the next one. Just on field, the way they play.
Yeah. You know what's scary about the Bulldogs, man? Fucking Luke Darcy, he's got another 2 sons, yeah? And they reckon the youngest, another 2, and they reckon the youngest one is the best one. Fuck me dead, man.
Well, you can't play all 4 of them in the forward line at once, so hopefully one of them retires by the time the younger one comes in.
Yeah. Because
just to go, I was just going to say, just to go back on that Big Four conversation, you're probably right. I reckon Hawthorn and Essendon are on an even keel. The thing that keeps Essendon in the top sort of 4 big clubs is their coterie group is I think it's bigger than Carlton's coterie group.
Sorry, this might sound dumb. What's coterie group? Sorry, I
power brokers. So like power brokers around town and stuff like that. They've still got like I'm pretty sure they're the biggest coterie group in the competition. It's them and Carlton, and then we're sort of third. But in terms of like backing, in terms of resources, that's something that will always keep them sort of in that Big Four conversation. Because when they do manage to get it right one day, they'll just be an absolute force again, you know. Yeah. And Mick will remember for many years under Sheedy there, they were just, unstoppable.
Yeah. So you're going to the game tomorrow, Andreas, obviously?
No, I've got my sons, so with my oldest son, because I co-parent with him.
Yep.
He's got footy. It's my weekend, and he's got footy training in South Morang on tomorrow night. So I've got to pick him up from footy training, and he's with me on the weekend. So it's just logistical nightmare. And he had an operation recently, so I haven't had him in a month because he's been at home recovering and shit with his mum. So I was like, he's finally back at training and playing footy practice games and stuff. So I'm
South Morang Lions, is it?
Lions, they wear Brisbane Lions jumpers. So he's he's playing for them. So he had a good season last year. So he's I'm trying not to miss too much of it.
Yeah, I think a lot of us regulars aren't going to this game, man. Betty Zero's not going. I'm not going.
I probably won't be going.
To be honest with you, I struggle with the Marvel side of things. Like I fucking hate going to Marvel. Like I don't, and even if we if it wasn't my weekend with my eldest, it would be I'd be 50-50 line ball and going. I don't want to sound like Hardwick, but it is a fucking soulless football ground. It is a mid-tier participation club football ground, and I just can't. I fucking hate it, to be honest. Like I went to the Oasis concert last year there, and that was the first time I went there in 2 years, and I'm like, this ground's fucked.
That was a mad gig, by the way.
Yeah, did you go?
Yeah, I went. Yeah, I was a massive fan back in the 90s, and like I didn't really listen to it much, but mate, for a concert, all those familiar songs, and they were so fucking good. I thought that Liam, the singer, was gonna, because he's got a history of fucking having a shit voice and that, but fuck, they sounded good.
Yeah, that was a fucking great concert. That was one of the best concerts I've been to. So, but shit stadium. But fuck, man, they did good.
Yeah. Hot Keys asking, have you guys realised Collingwood haven't kicked over 100 points since round 18 last year? Fucking we know that. We're well aware of that. But on top of that,
I didn't know that, but
We've had we were the best defence last year, and we're still, mate, our defence, it still holds up, mate, and we just got to get that forward line right, and we'll be right, mate.
Yeah, it's definitely not surprising, even though I had no idea, but yeah.
All right, people are lining up in the background here. Well, before I get them on, I'm just going to ask Benny Zero in the chat. Benny, give me your margin and your prediction so I can write it down. Don't everyone do it at the same time. I'm going to ask us all one by one because it's going to be too logistical fucking nightmare to do it. So I'm asking Benny. Benny, the man who don't be fooled by the man next door walking the dog exterior. He'll fucking drop you like a fucking sack of spuds, mate, with his jiu-jitsu training. While I'm waiting for Benny, I've got Chrissy Talbot's been waiting patiently in the background. I'm going to ask her, Chrissy, you better have those headphones in, brother. See how we go. Chris.
Hey, Mick. Hey, Mick.
How are you, pal?
Hey, Sean and Andreas.
Yep. How are you, mate?
Hey, Chris.
What's happening, mate?
Chris, what's the score tomorrow, mate? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
How much are we going to win by, mate?
It's going to be a close game. I'm going to go 18 points. 18.
All right.
I'll go 18 points.
And what's going to happen?
I think Dan Houston's going to have 20 disposals. And
Okay.
I'm going to go Geordie's going to have 30 disposals and kick 2 goals.
All right, Houston, you're saying 20 disposals. He's got 28 and 32, mate. That's an easy one, mate. Give me a big call.
All right, I'll go 30. I'll go 30. I'll go 30.
All right.
That's more
I'll
like
go
it.
30.
Hey.
20. I could say Nick's going to have
Geordie.
I'll say Nick Daicos for 5
I'll
disposals.
go Geordie will kick 30.
All right, Geordie will kick 30 as well.
Geordie will kick 30.
6
He'll
games.
have 30 and he'll 3 goals.
Yep. All right. And 3 goals. Well, okay.
Fucking put that in your multi-bet. You pay off your mortgage.
Yeah. All right. I've got Betty Zero's one. Betty Zero's saying Collingwood by 18 as well, and we're going to kick over 90 points for once.
Hooray!
Hooray!
All right. I've also got the man, the myth, the legend, Kev.
How's
Kev.
it going, guys?
How's it going, pal? You did a watch-along.
Yes, I did, man.
Mate, you're doing watch-alongs for Geelong games? Come on, man.
Oh, I thought it would be a good game. I'm doing a watch along for Saturday as well, so I can do it. So I can study the Brisbane team and how they play.
Yeah.
So, I got to do my homework.
That's it, buddy. That's it, mate. How much we going to win by tomorrow, man?
45 points, mate.
That's a big call, mate.
Here I am, 30 points. Here I am, 30 points, thinking, fucking, I'm too high here. Kev's gone for glory.
And what's going to happen, Kev?
Is that just a quarter time, Kev?
No. I say full time will win by 45 points.
Okay.
The reason why I said that is because they only got 2 key defenders.
Yeah.
And knowing us, if we lower our eyes and we play quick, smart football, they won't be able to handle us, and they don't have many one-on-one defenders. So if we played it into their hands, it will be slow all night. But if we play quick and play smart, then it will work in our favour.
He's actually got a fair point there. That's actually a fucking good point to make too. Because they've only got 2 key defenders. Like if you get players like Lipinski and Jack Crisp on the wing that are pulling their kicks and delivering them head height to a leading forward, because Lipinski's probably one of the best inside 50 kicks in the competition. We'll fucking split them open. So that's a really good point.
Yeah. And Kev, are there going to be any individual performances tomorrow that are going to be notable?
31 disposals, Dan Houston.
31? Okay.
30 disposals, Dick Daicos. And I'll say this, I reckon Jamie Elliott will kick 3 goals. I reckon he'll thrive against the Giants because you've got the two key defenders. They'll say on Membry and they'll say on McSay. No one will match up on Jamie Elliott and Lockie Schultz, and they'll have a field day. You watch.
Beautiful. We're listening to you, Kev, mate. No worries. In the chat,
fucking voice of reason, Kev. I love it.
Thank you, guys.
No worries. In the chat, if I could ask
Me too.
Voidoid and Stephanos, give me your tips and predictions. Not everyone at once, just Voidoid and Stephanos. I'll ask some of the other guys a little bit later on because I've got people clamoring in to jump on the chat. And I've got the Warble coming in, the man who has started his own channel, and you know how he is. We've all heard his voice on this channel, and I'll get him on, and he'll give his predictions, and he'll talk about his channel as well. So we'll get Matty in right now. How are you, Matt?
G'day, Mick.
Matty.
G'day, fellas.
Hey, mate.
How you going, pal?
Hey, mate.
Good.
Hey,
How's
Matt.
the YouTube
Hey,
sphere going for you, mate?
Mate,
How's it all
kicking
going?
some goals. Yep, up to 17 subscribers.
Yep.
Just pumping, mate.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's good effort, mate.
With the way
I'm
that
happy-
you run
happy
things,
with
and I could just imagine you, the way your scathing commentary on matters AFL and Collingwood. You'll grow faster. You'll overtake me, mate. Oh, I could see it from now, mate. Yeah. So I'll put your link in the chat earlier. I'll do it again a little bit later. And yeah, everyone get on Matt's channel. It's called the Warble, and I spoke about it earlier, but I'll speak about it again. We've got a few more people watching now. Matt did a reaction video on the other YouTuber called The Sporting Eyes, who felt compelled to do a video on the 4 clubs that are going to go down the drain in the next few years, and he's lumped us in with bloody Essendon and Carlton. He's put Richmond in there as well. And he followed up a day later by doing a puff piece on the Western Bulldogs, pumping up the team that he supports. So he's all impartiality, Mr. Sporting Eyes. But yeah. And Matt's dropped out. Beautiful. He's back. I got him. There he is. Oh, mate, everyone's jumping on. What's going on, Matt? Hello, Matt.
Hello.
What's going on, pal?
Well,
Matty.
must have a bad line.
Matt's in Kenya.
He's in Thailand, actually, so that could be it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, before I forget, Kev,
I've
how
just
are you
I
going?
signed a. Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Matt, I don't know, man. You're cutting in and out, mate. Like, and it seems to be a little bit delayed. I don't know. Are you doing something differently than what you did last time? All right.
Yeah, while we wait
Can
for
you hear
Matt,
me?
I just want to oh, there he is again.
Yeah, we can hear you, Matt.
I'm going to clip this and post it on fucking Instagram. This is the funniest shit ever.
Oh, mate, this is broadcasting gold right here.
This is
All right.
fucking fantastic.
Go on, H. Continue, H. What were you going to say?
All right.
Are you there, Ruck?
I just want to ask Kev after the surgery if he's going all good, if he's all fighting fit.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow night with my sister, so it's all good. I'm back at work next week as well, so
Great to hear, mate. Great to hear.
can't wait.
That's great to hear, Kev. That's great to hear.
All right. Benny Zero's in the chat. I'll get him on. Full board. I love it. Mr. Benny Zero, how are you, pal?
G'day, boys. How are we?
There we go.
Good, Benny.
Fantastic,
How
mate.
are you, mate?
Normality's
Benny.
restored.
Hey, Benny.
Did you like that intro I gave you earlier, mate? The man next door walking down the street, innocent exterior. Do not be fooled by that because he'll drop you like a sack of spuds, mate.
Mate, my number one skill is sprinting, and I'll use it.
All right.
I'm out of there.
Benny, you've tipped us to win by 18 and to finally score over 90 points. Any other elaborations on tomorrow night's clash?
I think we'll see Steenie open up the ruck, and then he'll also take the centre bounce restarts, as I hear them calling it on Foxtel tonight. That might be a good nomination for what we're calling it instead of the throw up. But yeah, I think DC will take over around the ground a bit more, and he'll be mobile and take intercepts, and Steen might float forward. I think I'm not the first or only person to suggest that move, but I think it's a good one too. So let's go with that.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Stephanos, I missed your tips, mate. Can you chuck them back on, mate?
Are you getting like an Excel spreadsheet or something going on, Mick, with these tips and stuff?
I do. Yeah. I write them all down, and then I'll do some homework after the stream, and I write them all down, and I highlight in green all the tips that people get right, all the predictions that they get right, and I highlight in red all the fucking fuck-ups. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot of red, mate.
There's a lot of fuck-up stuff here.
There's a lot of red, mate. But don't worry, mate.
Can I ask you guys a question? What are your thoughts on Jack Buller getting dropped? Do you think it's?
It would have been one of the three. It would have been either Buller, McStay, or Membry, and it's sort of like first in, first out. I think because you can't play all of them with Steen. It'll be too tall, too slow.
Yeah.
So I think one of them had to go. But the fact that, and I said this before, the fact that the VFL is playing this week, he still gets a solid hit out, and it's not a practice game; it's a proper VFL game, so it's worth something. And he has to perform, and he'll be spewing that he's been knocked back after 2 games at the G. He'd want to be playing 100% for us this week. So I think the fact that we're going to play, just before our game, it'll be a little bit of a audition for, to get back in the team before Anzac Day, because I think everybody wants to play Anzac Day because they know that, we should win Anzac Day and we should win by a lot. That game can play a lot of our boys into form. So I think that's where they want to play. It's just a shame because he's just come into the team. But with that being said, I think he just has to bite the bullet and accept that, sometimes I just don't know about 3 tall forwards anymore. I'm sort of off the whole 3 tall forward things now. So, but it could have been either one of the 3 dropped. But I think McStay might have enough cookies in the bank to warrant a little bit longer. And to be fair, Membry was against Adelaide the only player up until the 3rd quarter that had kicked the goal out of the 3 talls. So you sort of got to keep him in the side. So yeah, I think Buller the writing was on the wall, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think someone put in the comments before.
Yeah,
I think someone put in the comments before, right around the side of the stream, that with Tim Membry, because he plays Marvel so well, being a former St Kilda player, maybe that was a factor as well.
100%.
I can't remember who said it, but when I heard that, I'm like, that actually makes a bit of sense. Probably not one of the, again, I'd still probably take Buller over Tim Membry just out of pure form, but at least if you go to Membry, at least, okay, well, there you go. At least you can hang your hat on that, being, with his experience at Marvel.
Yeah. All right, let's try with Matty one more time. Matt,
Hey. Oh, we're
how are you,
back.
pal?
Jeez.
We're back, mate.
Yeah, sorry. Take two. Jeez, that was about as comfortable as a fly press conference after 3 losses in a row.
I reckon the Thailand NBN's a bit shit.
Yeah.
No, I signed a new client, and all their stuff is Microsoft. So put Teams, they've put Outlook, all this weird. I haven't used Microsoft for fucking years. I think it's just updates. I had to restart, and I think I'm good now.
Nothing's happening. All right, boys. I'm
So what's
going to
happening,
head
boys?
off. Thanks for the chat and stuff tonight. Really appreciate it. And we'll reconvene.
Andreas, you're a legend. I'll catch you later, bro.
No
See you,
worries. Have a good one,
Andreas.
boys. See you, boys. Bye.
See you, mate.
See you, Andreas.
Okay, so Hotkey in the chat, he's asking, Mick, did you say someone did a reaction video to Sporting Eyes? Yes, that person is talking with us now. You know him well. It's Matty J. He did a scathing reaction video in regards to the Sporting Eyes. I'll get Matt to explain it all now.
I wouldn't say it was scathing, but it was just. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You just sound a little bit different than usual. It's like it seems like it's a different kind of.
I swear this Microsoft has taken over my computer. I reckon.
Yeah.
It's just got the Bill Gates is hiding somewhere in there. Yeah, Sporting Eyes has started using Collingwood as clickbait, and so he lumped in Collingwood in with Essendon, Carlton, and Richmond, saying that these 4 big clubs are in a lot of trouble, and so we watched it and reacted to it. So that was good fun.
Yeah, Matt, is that going to be the theme of your channel going forward?
Pretty much, just like if someone sees something in the media about Collingwood, whether it's good or bad, and wants to watch it for the first time or have a reaction to it, I think it's a good format. Gives you something to talk about. Like last night, we just. Sorry, mate.
Is it true that your channel is very politically correct?
Politically correct?
Just having a joke, mate.
Very politically incorrect.
Yeah, that's good to hear. We know, mate. We know. All good. All right. Just in the chat, if I could get Mello to put, can you put your tips in for tomorrow night, mate? I've got Peter G's ones. I'll get Mello's your tips and predictions, mate, if you can. And while we're there, Matt, what's going to happen tomorrow, mate?
It will be a 12-point win. Has anyone said 12 points yet?
No.
Yeah,
12-point win to Collingwood.
Adrian said 12. Yep. And he said Jamie's going to kick 4. Yeah.
What about 13 points?
I said 14.
Yeah.
Want to go? Okay, I'll go with 13 points.
Yeah.
And Elliot to kick 3 goals.
Okay.
Ooh. Nice.
All right. Beautiful. Any other things to say about tomorrow night's game, mate?
Is that just in general?
Yeah, no, I'm asking Matt, but I think there's, I don't know, Matt, are you hearing us? Like, am I talking and then it just comes?
No, I didn't know you were talking to me. What was the question?
Oh,
again?
sorry, Matt. No, I'm just going to, anything else you want to add about tomorrow night's game, like what you want to see and stuff like that?
What I want to see is them not afraid to give Oscar Steen a really good run in the ruck.
Yeah.
Let Darcy Cameron start in the center jump.
Yeah.
And but if it's starting to go pear shape, we've got to get Steen in there early, and then what we can do is we can send Darcy Cameron back to help down back and for intercepts. And that when Cameron goes back in there, also not be afraid to throw Steen down on the forward line.
Yeah.
Because, like you guys could grab, and not many other guys in the side can take a contested mark down the forward line.
Agree.
Man, Matty
that's
wants
what
it
I'm
the
hoping to
opposite of
see.
me.
Hopefully we break even.
Yeah.
The opposite?
I'm not fully. I mean, I said I want Steen doing the jumps in the centre and then let DC sort of take over around the ground. And so
I'm thinking that I think they'll start DC there.
Intercepts.
I think they'll start DC in the centre, but if he starts getting badly beaten, they've got to change it very quickly.
Yeah, it's logical too, isn't it? Can't argue with that.
Yeah. I'm looking at their team and I'm thinking they didn't bring in Bedford, who usually tags Nick. I'll get their line up. So Bedford usually tags Nick. He's not in. I'm looking at their team and like, even though they've got a lot of players out, there's still players that fucking scare me, man. And one of those is Jake Stringer. Toby Green, Maynard's going to take him. That's a given, unless they put Pezza on him, or unless Pezza tags Callahan. We'll see what happens. But Jake Stringer, their forward line, Stringer, Hogan, Riccardi. I don't watch enough of them, but those names just kind of like come up, and I'm thinking, I've got vague memories of being fucking slaughtered by these guys. They do worry me a bit. What do you guys reckon?
I'll be honest. Toby Green's been spending more time in the midfield, so I think his role is more different than playing in the forward line. He's more dangerous in the forward line than he is in the midfield. So he's not going to kick your 3 goals a game plus having 20 disposals a game. If he's having 25 disposals, 27 disposals a game, his damage is mainly midfield type. So he's not going to hurt you on the scoreboard as much as what he would have.
Yeah.
So if you keep him in the midfield, it's a win-win. But I think he's not as quick either. So when you watch him play, he's very slow. So you can expose him in the other direction by making him chase. So even if you put Perriman on him or you put Maynard on him, do you trust Maynard in the midfield? Probably not. Or do you trust someone like Perriman in the midfield where he has done that role and done it successfully? You know that he can go with him in the midfield. And you can use, like, you got players like Daicos who's quicker than him. You got players like Jack Crisp who's also quicker than him as well. So he doesn't hurt you as much as what people think he does. If he was playing up forward, I say fair enough. But because he's playing in the midfield, he's not as quick. He's not as dynamic as what he would be. He sort of plays like that Jordan, like that Jake Stringer type player, sort of.
They were saying before the game they were going to bring in Cadman as well. So it looks like as Peter G says, looks like they've kept those players on ice. Could be a hint of them not, taking this game seriously enough to put these players in. They were, if they did play them, they would have been underdone. But it just seems this game, they got so many injuries. We have to win this. If we pull in another putrid performance, I don't know, well, mate, tomorrow night's post game is going to be absolutely fucking scathing.
Nick, we are famous or infamous for underrating GWS. Let's not forget the 2019 prelim.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was unbelievable. They do you remember what happened with De Goey?
Vaguely.
He had hamstring issues.
Yeah.
And so the club and the media, all the talk is that they need to get how are they going to get De Goey ready for the grand final?
Yeah.
We hadn't played the prelim yet.
Yeah.
So GWS would have had that all over the change rooms of Collingwood, the whole club, and the media disrespecting GWS, and they beat us.
Yeah.
So never get ahead of yourself.
Yeah.
Never get ahead of yourself.
I know. Well, the vague memories I have of that time was like, I remember thinking, okay, we've lost to GWS, but fuck, playing Richmond in that grand final, and we were so injury riddled too. Richmond were just absolutely on fire. But having said that, you got to be in it to win it, mate. So it would have been, grouse making a granny.
Would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think as a collective, we already saw ourselves getting past GWS, and it didn't. We woke up about halfway through the third quarter, and it was just too late.
Yeah.
Psychologically, they thought, it's just GWS at a prelim final at the G. Oh, too easy.
Yeah.
And like I've said so many times, whether if it's in my preview or not, we gotta come out and put the team to the sword. We can't afford to let Giants jump us from the start and we play catch-up football. We gotta get a good lead. We gotta jump in from the start. And if we have to slow it down a little bit, catch our breath, and then we can attack and then put the foot on the throat. Because as we know, if they get momentum swings to Giants in the game, which they will, we got to make sure that they don't get 3 or 4 or 5 goals in a quarter. Because we know if they do that, it's going to be hard to stop. We're better off now knowing if we get to about 18, 24, 30 points in front, okay, let's just slow it down a bit. Let's just get kick mark. Let's just be patient. Let's just frustrate the Giants a little bit. And then when we've got our breath back, then we can quickly attack. Because we know if we lower our eyes when we go forward, they've got 2 key defenders. They don't have many key defenders that are capable of defending 1-on-1. So, because they've got the halfback flankers that are more likely to run as quick, and we've got the players that can chase them too, don't forget that, then they're not that's what they're going to be good at. They're not going to be, wrestle 1-on-1, here's the ball, where if you got the key forwards coming out on the lead, they're not going to have a chance to intercept on the lead, So we need to play smart football. So this will suit us more because we're coming off a bye, we're fresh. The Giants, don't forget, they've had a hard-fought game too. Don't forget they've had the delays with the lightning, as well as been tough, wet conditions as well. So that would take a lot out of them, and they will have less than a week to prepare. Compared to us, we played on a Saturday night in round 1, and then we've had more than a week to prepare for this game.
Yeah. Good point, man. That before I go on about our starts, I'm just going to say, Blue Bagger, thanks for joining in, man. Don't worry what the other people say in the chat. Carlton supporters are welcome on this channel, but if it gets nasty, it gets nasty. But Carlton channels appreciate me chiming in every now and then, and I might say some funny things, but I'll never get nasty. It's always just good banter. As long as the good banter comes in, you're more than welcome to join us, bro. So no problem at all. Our starts, okay. We are overdue to just come out and fucking belt a team to smithereens, and it just never happens, man.
No.
I'm sick of seeing other teams do it. We give last week against Adelaide it happened. We've done it too many times. Please fly. Start Elliott on the field. Put him in the forward line right from the start. History says so many times he's given us a nice spark at the start, gives us a run on, gets the players up and going. Don't keep him on the bench for fucking 20 minutes. I know he was cooked last week. Fair enough, but please, mate, start him, mate. I don't want to see McStay doing fucking brain fades straight up in the first quarter. I want to see Elliott running around creating havoc. So please fly, mate. Just start Elliott and come on, boys, mate. Let's get a fucking good start going, mate. And as Manny says, fucking lift.
Oh, also, too, I do have a message for our fans as well. Let's just do the Collingwood chant when they've come out on the ground.
Yeah.
And let's just lift the boys up, because Fly's mentioned this so many times. We are the 19th man. When we're at the MCG, when we do this Collingwood chant, it is so hard for the opposition teams to stop that. And that lifts the boys to perform well. When we're quiet, the boys feel it. So if we can all lift for the players, it gets the job done for them. They can actually feel it.
Yeah. Manny in the chat, he'll be keeping a close eye on Darcy Moore as he usually does. Darcy Moore, yeah, his first game of the season, the captain. Did you see that cringeworthy video that they released with Darcy cooking something in a fucking caravan? Did anyone see that? Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I've seen it.
No.
I didn't watch it. I'm calling it cringeworthy because it had to be. Yeah? It had to be cringeworthy. Was it Ultimate Greatness?
Could you get a more
definitely-
cringeworthy captain and coach combination than those two?
I will say this. I will say this. One of my favorite sayings is, "I can either confirm or deny the rumors." I can definitely confirm that was very cringy.
Yeah. What did he cook? What did he whip up in the caravan?
Oh, it was like some sort of
Vegan fucking tofu.
It wasn't vegan. It was like some like spice. Apparently he's like teaching a few of the other like players as well, like how to cook as well. He reckons he's trying to get like TJ on some food.
Okay.
It was something like that.
Yeah. I've saved it to watch later, but I don't really know if I'm going to watch it now. Whenever you see those kinds of videos coming out of the club, it's like, here we go, you know.
I mean, I personally don't mind them because sometimes you can get a bit of personality out of the players. And it's not that we need more personality or we need more from the players and stuff, because it doesn't take much for us to like these players, but it's just good just to get a good sort of footing on, you know, I guess who they are, so they're more I guess relatable as people. So it's not anything. I mean, if the content went away, I wouldn't be upset, but it is just nice to see something that's a little bit different. And if that's the players being their human selves, well then, I think there's a lot worse they can do, but that's for sure.
Yeah. All right. Is someone doing something in the background? I could hear doors slamming and fucking. I hope it's not toilet seats going down. That's all I fucking need. Anyway, all right. Who we got? Peter Buckley in the chat. Give me your tip, mate. I want to see. Give us your tip for tomorrow and your prediction, mate. Greatness.
What's going on?
Yeah. Okay. So
I've already done my tip.
No. It's all right. I'm going to ask you a question. Okay.
Yeah.
I've just asked. I've just asked Peter Peter Buckley in the chat to give his tip. And Josh Jacobs
Oh,
as well.
okay, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs, can you put your tips in as well, mate? And your predictions? Okay, I want to put them down for posterity, and we'll see how we go. All right. A lot has been said that the inclusion of Moore and Howe into the defence, it's going to automatically rejuvenate us. They'll be able to take intercepts, which we didn't have anyone to do against Adelaide. In saying that, that'll help the midfield and that'll help the quality of ball going forward into our forward line. It'll all lock into place only from the inclusion of Moore and Howe. Do you agree with that?
Personally, I think it should come from the midfield.
Yeah.
I think it's the midfield's responsibility to be dictating, I don't know, for lack of a better term, everyone's stress levels. Because if the midfield aren't doing their job, then obviously that puts the back line under stress. It makes the forward line worry because, you know, our entries inside forward 50 have been pretty shocking.
Yeah.
Which is why we've had all three key forwards not perform.
Yeah.
And why we're seeing Buller in the VFL this week. So I think it probably comes from more the midfield than anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got to step up. It's fucking these ground ball gets that we're losing the last 2 times. It's just it's a hard watch, mate, to see it constantly happening. And I cannot believe that against Adelaide that we won the inside 50s. I cannot believe, mate. Seeing that from the eye, I couldn't believe that we won that stat.
Especially when the third quarter was so bad too.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's everyone says it, man. Small ball, mate. Small ball is going to get it for us. I hope the inclusion of Steam, kind of like, you know, chopping out with Cameron in the ruck, it kind of opens up our forward line somehow without having Buller and McStay and Membry all there at once. Hopefully it opens us up and makes us more dynamic. We're much more dangerous with Elliott, DeGoey, Shooter, all of them running around. And you saw it against Adelaide, mate. The segments of the game that we went small, we put scoreboard pressure on. And just, yeah, I think everyone
won a premiership doing it.
Yeah.
And we nearly won one in 2018 with a small forward line as well.
Yeah, yeah. It's overrated. You need fucking 3 fucking big tools, you know? Yeah.
I will say this, though. If Steen takes a really big contested mark in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the game,
you're gonna have an orgasm.
I definitely would be very keen to see how the rest of the game plays out, because it's not only just for Steam, but it's also the whole team as well. You know, getting confidence into them, getting the opposition to go, oh shit, we're actually, you know, playing against a guy that can take a contested mark as well. So,
yeah,
you know, they'll probably shift their back line a bit because of it. So,
yeah,
you know, I mean, if we look back to, you know, it really, with Steen, he's really giving me like Mason Cox vibes of like 22, 23, when he was a little bit of a ruck, but like he would also go forward and kick 2 goals. I can really see that sort of role in a similar way. And yeah, if he bobs up and kicks 2 and has about 15 disposals, you know, and just does his effort around the ground, like, it wouldn't shock me at all if he actually impacts and won't get best on ground, but will definitely play his role for sure.
Yeah. Is he an accurate kick?
Yeah.
For goal?
Yeah. Especially for a ruckman, absolutely. Because ruckmen are normally pretty known for being shit kicks for goal, and he's actually a pretty good one. Just in general, not just for ruck.
We were talking about last night how one of Cox's attributes was he was always for a big guy, such a big guy, he was always very accurate. You know, those 30 or 40 meters, he was a dead eye. The last couple of years, that totally went away from his game.
Yeah.
He just was missing everything.
Yeah. Because I kind of felt like he always seemed to be very switched on and alert because he was like, quote unquote, learning the game. And then there was a switch at some point, whether it was 24 or whenever, there was definitely a switch when I think he mentally and emotionally, he sort of felt like he had already learned everything he needed to learn. And then it, like that hunger to sort of get better, it just didn't seem like it was there as much as it was when he started.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably where his goal kicking fell off because he still got opportunities in front of goal, but I think there was definitely a mental shift for him where there was just no hunger for him to get better at it when he was kicking for goal.
Yeah.
I think having Howe and Moore back there does help out our defence because I feel like as much as I agree with Ultimate Greatness that it is our midfield's fault as well, but having said that, you can't just rely on Maynard and Quaynard to play above their weight week in, week out. And I do feel sorry for Billy Frampton because while against St Kilda they don't have much of a key forwards. When you play like against Adelaide, Brisbane's and like your Geelongs, you got Jeremy Cameron, you got Shannon Neals, these sorts of players. So you need someone that can play like as a second key forward and that sort of thing as well. So I do think it will help Billy Frampton out and take the pressure off him a little bit. Where I think where it will give structure, it will give leadership out in the ground as well. Where I think Darcy Moore can handle the back line and maybe Nick Daicos and Pendlebury can help out like the midfielders, like telling the players, okay, this is where I want you to stand, this is where I want you to stand. Okay, you got this man, that sort of thing as well. So I do think that it will help out the development of these players as well and help the team out as much as we possibly can because against Adelaide, when you've got 3 tall forwards, you know that poor Billy Frampton, he's got a lot to work on and Darcy Cameron can only do so much. So I do feel sorry for him. You know, there's only so much that you can do. So I think Darcy Moore and Jeremy Howe will make a huge difference. I think with Jesse Hogan, you got Riccardi as well. And don't forget, Riccardi will do second ruck as well. So, again, it will make a huge difference. And Darcy Moore, Jeremy Howe, whoever will take on Riccardi, they can play on somebody else and they can get off their man and help out their teammates if they can see who else is free across our forward if they need to, you know. So yeah, can't wait.
Yep. Okay, I've got Josh's tips here. MD, when you got a chance, mate, there you go. Oh, you said 10 points. Okay. Give me a prediction, MD. Thanks for that, Matt, for putting that in the chat. Smash the likes. Listen, guys, I'm on 191 subscribers at the moment. Slowly creeping up there. I don't usually say like and subscribe every 5 minutes, but I'd love to get the double ton. I want to feel like David Boone at the Wacker in 1989 and raise the bat for the double ton. So, yeah, hopefully that happens. That can happen. Probably won't happen tonight, but hopefully by tomorrow after the post game. Be good to have 200 subs. As you can see, if you're new to the channel, open forums here, come on, say what you like. It gets a bit chaotic sometimes, but, you know, that's the way we like it. We just say what we want to say, like and subscribe. Thanks for that, HML. And, yeah, that's the way it's going to be. I'll always do these live streams. Don't know if I'll ever get to doing other videos, but yeah, that's the way it is. Just get everyone on and have a good time. Thanks, Blue Bag.
What we need to do is do something really atrocious, and then Hotkeys makes a video about us.
Yeah, we were saying that before. Yeah. I'll get him worked up. On his last video, he challenged Ricky Nixon to a punch off up at the end of the video. So we'll try and hopefully Ricky Nixon sees that. And but I don't think I'm on the way to being a mover and shaker, HML, but I'll try. Yeah. All right. So what's he say? I'll fight Ricky. Here we go. In a phone booth. Yeah, Hotkey he's been on fire lately, doing all these videos on Ricky Nixon and the St Kilda schoolgirl. If you're into that stuff. Yeah. Anything else to add on tomorrow night's game, guys? Who's looking like they're struggling to keep their position in the side? Let's look at the team. Looking at the team here, because the VFL team looks a bit stacked, and it looks like I've been saying it a lot. The triumvirate of Angry, Prindable, and Swaddling, if they have good games, will put pressure on the likes of Allen, who's going to be joining them on Friday, playing together with them. Fuck, that's a mad midfield. Lipa, maybe?
Doing a live stream for that?
No. Anthony's doing a watch along for that one. Yeah,
Okay.
I would have done it. I would have, if Anthony didn't do it, I would have done it. But yeah, so we'll do one.
Nick, I'll tell you who's under pressure.
Yep, go on.
With our assuming our VFL is going to go well, especially the midfield. Lipper, Longy, and Sidey. If they aren't pulling their weight, they're the three that I reckon are under pressure.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Sidey used to have that knack of every 4 games having an absolute fucking blinder of a game. And I saw the stat somewhere, his last probably 5 or 6 games, he hasn't broken the 20 possession mark. I could be wrong. But that's why I've tipped him to have a big one, because he's overdue for one. I've tipped Sidey out of hope, I'll admit that, out of hope to get over 20 and kick a couple of goals. Just to let us know that he's still around, because if he keeps it up as it's going now, you're right, Matt. I reckon he's, if one of these young boys can rip it up in the seconds, and I reckon Lipinski's another one, man. I know he's got a lot of fans. He got a bit of the ball the other week, but I'm not seeing these laser passes anymore. I'm not seeing. He used to have this good knack of kind of like finding a little space in the 50 for himself and taking a mark and kicking a goal. That's not happening, and we all know his deficiencies. In the hard part of the game with the tackling and that. These really weak attempts at tackles. Just grabbing the jumper with the one arm and stuff like that. I'll tell you what, someone like Rowan Steele's already stamped his claim. And yeah, these three boys in the midfield in the VFL could put a bit of pressure on Lipa. I know he's got a lot of fans out there, but you never know, mate. Does anyone agree with that, or are you against me?
No.
I mean, it kind of depends on like the VFL and the form. Like I think with their VFL, just from a structural point of view, like we've got no excuses now to not be performing, and even with the kids that are playing their first years, like even like a Printable, just like seeing him each week just getting clean ball out of the middle, That's why we're going to put Long in his place. And if he's not sort of seeing danger signs in that, that's going to be interesting. Even Swaddling, if he can get his numbers up, maybe Bottom and Lipinski are probably looking a bit different. And Anderson's probably going for a combination of all of them, really, because he can play all those roles.
Yeah.
All of this does rely on fly, though.
Yeah.
Like they could be putting all the pressure on getting best on grounds for 5 or 6 rounds in a row, and all those midfielders like the Lippers and the Longies and the Sideys not really doing much, and Fly might not make a move.
Yeah.
But when the difference will be as much as it could be, I don't know. I feel like as biased as Fly can be. Oh God, this probably isn't maybe the easiest way to say it, but we know Fly doesn't back in the kids, and the kids have to overperform to such an extent that it's really not even possible. But again, with the way that the VFL is structured, and they're consistently getting high 20s, low 30s each week in the VFL, efficiency is high. Even if you have the mids pop up for a few goals and stuff. I just think that this is if there's ever a time to be in our VFL in terms of the list and how healthy it is at the moment from a talent point of view, this is the easiest time to showcase your talents and to showcase how good you are at football.
Yeah. Hold on. Anyone else? Ned Long.
Don't you agree? Ned? Don't you agree though that those blokes, Sean, it'll take injuries for any of them to get dropped?
As long as they get dropped, I don't care how they put it.
Actually, maybe Longy could get dropped because he's not I'm not sure he's that much of a Fly favourite. But Lipper,
and he's under the age of 25.
There's no way Lipper will get dropped at any time for anything.
I think Long's 24 or something like that, so he might fall under the too young category. So there you go.
Yeah, that's it. He's only 22, so that's reason to be dropped.
Just absolutely not good enough. Longy.
What about how funny was it? Peter said Lipper could have been dropped about 5 times, but never was. And Lipper actually got to the best form of his life, strung about 3 really good games together, and then they managed him.
Yeah, it ruined his flow. Yeah. That was that little period where that period, and Lipper, he had a great period, but it looked like that was when everyone was talking about his laser passes in 50. And we had the best record of every time going in 50, getting a score on the board for that first half of that year last year. And everyone was saying, fuck, who's going to beat Collingwood? Jeff White was doing videos saying, Collingwood, the way they defend and the way they go forward, they're the team to beat. And then Fly started resting players. And then it just ruined our flow. Fly said, yeah, we've qualified. And then after that, it was just fucking putrid.
But again, it's why are we saying, okay, we've qualified? Isn't that the best time to bring in the kids or the people that are hey, you're sort of borderline seniors reserves and we're not sure. Okay, let's play you for a couple of games and just see how you go. You would think that'd be the perfect time to do it because I've already got the wins banked up. So, so there's obviously the position's not guaranteed and stuff, but at least, okay, we're making finals, it's just a matter of where. And if there's still a little bit of, there's still a little bit of life in the season in terms of the home and away season making finals. During the home and away season, well then you'll have certain players actually trying and, they'll be giving it their all where, it just seemed like we kind of, obviously we turned up and we played, but I think it was a mental and emotional switch that we're all finals is, going to happen anyway, so why try?
Yeah. I don't think he should ever say that, yeah? don't say that anymore, Fly.
Absolutely
We're qualified
not.
or anything, you know. Just keep playing, mate. Keep it internal if you're going to say that, but not even that. Even not even internal, mate. Just keep playing, mate. Just keep the form going. But yeah, I don't think we're going to be in that position this year anyway. So
he's our own David Brent, Fly.
Yeah.
Cringe. Like, even I reckon they even copied that. You know the scene in The Office where he plays a trick on the girl, and the trick is to make out like he's going to fire her, and it's just a joke.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong, but I got the feeling that he was trying to give Steenie the message that he was going to be delisted.
Yeah.
Did you see the look on Steen's face?
Yeah.
He was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Fly.
With like Steen's debuting, yeah? Steen's debuting. He's 22 years old. He's not like an 18, 19-year-old skinny kid making his debut. He's 22. He's been in the system for 4 years. And then he's only the fourth. I was saying this earlier. I'll say it again. He's only the fourth young player, that Fly has debuted at the start of the season. Yeah, the other ones are Nick, which was a no-brainer. Reef McInnes in that same year, 2022, in round 3, and Charlie Dean in opening round last year. So Fly has only taken a punt on a youngster in the first half of the year 4 times in his whole tenure. So, yeah, it's Malthouse. We've talked about it before. Malthouse do it all the time. He should just throw him in the deep end, give him a taste, make sure that this is what you need to do to fucking play in the big leagues. You know, this is what the level you have to reach. And then he'd drop them, they'd be back in the 2s, and they knew, fuck, this is what I've got to do, yeah?
Yeah, that's
like
the
Batheris in Scotland debuting on Anzac Day, you know?
Also, as well, how old was Reef when he played his first game? Because wasn't he more older than 21?
Yeah, look, I'm assuming
19.
he would be.
Sorry, I'm thinking more when he debuted as a backman. My bad.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, when he first debuted, he was young, so I remember.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Did that, Shawnee, did it annoy you when Fly, being so cringy and uncomfortable, he goes, so yeah, it's been 4 years. And I felt like saying,
Steen. Oh, yeah. If I was Steen and I could get away with it, I would have punched him.
Yeah, it's 4 years.
I would have fucking punched him.
If he was saying, what's wrong with you? You've been here for 4 years. What's wrong with you? Like, come on, Fly. Don't say that.
Yeah. No, genuinely, if I could have gotten away with that in terms of like a crime, I would have punched him in the face if I heard that. That was just such a... I mean, God, like, you might as well just champ him in front of his face. You know what I mean? Oh, man.
As soon as it came out, he must have regretted saying that. Like, he just needs to...
I don't know, because it continues to do that shit. There's always this, like, positive spin, and it's like, oh my God, because I'm so happy and I'm smiling, everything I'm saying has to be a good thing, right? You know what I mean?
Is he on the spectrum?
Oh, God.
Oh, you never know, mate. Well,
like,
apparently,
like the sort of a Tourette style on the spectrum that just blurts out stupid things.
I haven't actually thought about it, to be honest. And now that you said that, now I'm actually going to watch him like a hawk now.
Blue Bagger. Blue Bagger, you can see that. Look at the difference. Like, on the Carlton channels, you guys go absolutely nuts on Voss, and he's done fuck all for years. Fly's won a flag for us and took us to 2 prelims, and look how we treated him, mate. So
yeah, and we tell him to go get
fucked. We're in it for premierships, guys, and we should have won. We should have won at least one more.
Yeah. But thanks for joining us, Blue Bagger. No worries at all.
Good on you, Blue Bagger.
What else we got for tomorrow? All right, who we got here? Who do we want to see fucking kick ass tomorrow? Imagine Membry comes out and kicks fucking 5 goals. Then it's like, fuck.
It's funny because what's his name? Anthony said the same question on his stream and stuff. And straight away, my first answer was everybody. Like, I want everybody to be firing, you know? Like, but mind you, I think, I don't know, I was just irritated in that stream for just some weird reason. I think I had a low blood sugar as well. That could have been the factor. That's why I brought up the whole Shane Wakeland comment. Because I was just like, oh, yeah, just fucking, yeah, anyone can play well. Let's just bring back Shane Wakeland. Why not?
Yeah.
We do need defenders.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been Fly's been likened to what's that fucking show with the soccer coach?
Ted Lasso.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, I've not seen one episode of that, but I know of the name.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I've seen like little parts of it, and it's like some coach that takes over a soccer team, and he's like full on, kind of like real outside the square kind of lovey-dovey type coaching, and they probably win and shit. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
I've seen the actor in something else, like Jason Segel. Is that he's something?
I think so. Yeah.
Something like
but then you hear word around the traps that behind closed doors Fly's a fucking hard ass, and I'm thinking I can't fucking see it,
man.
No.
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if he's like a polar opposite then. If he has like bipolar at that point. He's just like super nice in public, and then like just, you know, when he's in the club he's just like completely switched to like Batman or whatever.
I reckon he'd be like, hey Lipper, we're gonna go for a drink after training. And then Liv's like, nah, quiet night there, Fly. Oh, okay. What about you, Longy? Longy, do you want to go get coffee? Nah, I'm pretty good, thanks, Fly, mate. Good, mate. Yeah, early night. What about you, Maury?
Ask his ex-wife what he's like. There you go. If he's been through a divorce, mate, you know he's got to have some kind of hardness in there somewhere. He would have had a few arguments in the kitchen, mate. Don't worry about that. Manny's right, man. We need a nice fucking easy win for once, man.
That's also not by damn fucking Port Adelaide. Because every time we have it, it's always against Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
That's why I said 45 points, boys, because, again, our weekend Giants, we need to put them to the sword and really.
But that's the thing, we don't do that, Kev. Like, it's a culture issue at that point. Like, it's a system issue. It's like we have shown way too much evidence where we get to about 40 points and then we take our foot off the throat. Yeah. And then we end up only winning by like 4 goals. And it's like, yeah, it's nice you get the win, but really at the end of the day, like, surely, like, it is nice to just keep the foot on the throat just a little bit longer so you win by, 10 goals plus.
Mick Mulder, he was the one that used to get angry if we let teams get back, and then all of a sudden we just put the foot down and go, nah, fuck this.
Yeah. Remember that time?
But also, though, like, even with the Malthouse teams, even back in 2010, there was plenty of games where we were down by, I don't know, what was it, like 6-8 goals at half time, but then we would win it by 10 goals. So I don't even know how you're even in a position where you can, like, literally be down by so much. Because I know, like, the game I always think about is, what was it, 2011 when we played Adelaide Crows at Marvel. And I think we kicked, like, 2 goals, 12 at, like, halftime, and I think we were down by a good, like, 6 goals. And then we end up winning that game, like, God, wasn't it like an 8-9 goal win or something? Like, crazy. But then it's like, at the end of the day, if you can play what you played in the second half, why couldn't you play an ounce of that in the first half?
Yeah.
No, agreed.
Yeah.
And I think Fly needs to be hard on them.
Age Mel in the chat. We haven't played full 4 quarters under Fly. Look, I'd argue against a couple of those wins, like against Port, I can't think of anyone else we've absolutely fucking poleaxed, but he's right. We hardly ever do it, mate. And that's the thing you see. You see all these teams everywhere, big four-quarter efforts. Even if they, let's say, they win by just 30 points or something, it's still a four-quarter effort, Yeah. With us, it seems like there's always that quarter where we just go to fucking sleep. And even at times, like almost a whole fucking half, It's just like we're fucking stoned or something, And then something clicks and we come back, or we do that at the start, and then something happens, we smoke fucking joints at halftime or something.
Yeah, because I feel like under Fly, like once you get to 3-4 goals, it's like, the mentality just goes out the window and it's like, why try?
Yeah.
And then once we then get under the 3-goal mark, it's like, oh shit, okay, maybe we should actually just start trying. And then because it takes a few minutes to kick into gear and the opposition kick, a goal or two, then it's like, oh damn, it's like we're only up by 4 points. Fuck, we might as well just kick into overdrive. Where it's like, again, why even take your foot off the throat in the first place when you had them? When you
That's what's so frustrating as a Collingwood fan, and why we do that shit. Like, so glad that we've got this to talk about it, because otherwise we'll be losing our marbles at this rate.
Yeah. It's still early days, though. We've got plenty of games to lose our marbles. I'm sure we're going to drop one of the like completely, deplorable performances. But with the season, I've always said it. Like, we like to talk on this show and on all the other shows. We always make these calls, But the first half of the season, you really can't say anything. It's that second half and then leading into the final third where you really know where you're at. And even last year when we were absolutely fucking smashing everyone and everyone was jumping on us and saying, Collingwood's unbeatable, given the cup down. I never thought that. I knew, and that's how it is, man. Like, look, after 3 rounds, everyone's jumping on Bulldogs now. But they've got a history of, shitting the bed at the end, I always try and hold back on big calls and predictions. But having said that, I'm telling everyone to make big calls, so I'm a hypocrite. But
you know what I think a really good goal would be? I'd like this as a goal. Is that by the time we hit the Geelong game, we would have just played Hawthorn, and we're 4-4. If we can go into that Geelong game 4-4, we play well against Geelong, and we'd be doing really well with the draw we had. Anything on top of that is a bonus. Even if we were 3-5, I reckon that would set us up all right. Because we'll smash Essendon, and that's one game I'm confident of this year.
Yeah.
Even though it's Anzac Day. Oh, geez, I've just mozzed this. Sorry, guys. Sorry, I had a fly moment.
But it's going to happen, mate. They're a basket case. It's going to happen. Why do you call Craig McRae Fly? I think that's a nickname he had from his Brisbane days because he was so small. He was like a fly. That seems to be a common nickname for small players.
Oh, no, there is.
Are you on the treadmill, Sean?
No, what are you talking about?
I can hear this.
Treadmill all my life.
You are, aren't you? Because I can hear it in the background.
Hey, Mick.
If that's you, I'm
literally like 200 steps off my goal, and if I miss it, I'm going to be so fucking pissed off.
When I'm upset with Fly, I like to call him McFly, and you'd like to do like Benny mentioned in the chat, and you'd like to do that Biff thing where he like grabs him around the neck and just sort of crow pecks him. Wake up, McFly! Hello, anybody home?
How many people get that Back to the Future reference? Probably Probably
none of
only
the younger.
people of myself
If
and
there's
Matt's vintage.
Any youngsters
Yeah,
in
we're
the
on board
chat who
with that,
haven't
Matty.
seen Back to the Future, do yourself a favour.
Absolutely. I used to watch Back to the Future back in the day.
Great film.
Yeah. Well, it's not
You know,
a
I only
film,
recently
it's a-
found out that Michael J. Fox played the daughter in the second one as well.
The daughter. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's off its head.
Yeah.
I had no idea for like 30 years.
I'll tell you what, with Back to the Future, this is the time of night where shit starts getting into all different tangents here.
Hey Mick, before you go to the next tangent, I'm going to take off for some dinner.
No
Thanks
worries,
for having
pal.
me, as always. See you later,
Yeah.
fellas. Go Pies.
No worries,
See ya,
man. Catch you
Matty.
later, man. Yeah. With
Oh,
Back to
shit.
the
I
Future,
got
See
to
you,
get up
Matt.
in the morning too. Shit,
Yeah.
that
See you,
reminds
Chris.
me.
with Back to the Future, I'm a bit
Yes.
disappointed, mate. 'Cause back in the 80s, fucking, you know, there was those hoverboards, and I thought to myself, fuck, the future looks going to look great. And they're still not here, mate, you know? Those flying skateboards. Anyway.
Apparently
Hey,
they've got
Mick, I'm gonna make a new
shoes though.
All right, Chris, no problem, pal.
I'm going to make a new
Okay.
prediction.
Go on.
I'm going to say Long, side bottom, all Lipinski is going to get dropped for Swaddling, Anderson, and Printable.
All right.
Just overall throughout the year, or
By the end of the year,
Yeah,
that'll
that-
happen.
that-
Is that what you're
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, by the end of the year.
Yeah.
By the end of the year.
All right.
Good
I
call.
was actually thinking about that before because like they're kind of like for likes they do suit pretty well like with those three because because you probably got Swaddling can be probably like the Pat Lipinski.
Yeah.
Anderson would be Sidey,
Mm.
and then Printable will be Long.
Yeah. It's just a hard ask. Look, I respect the prediction. It's a big call. It's just a hard ask to have two rookie mids already in your top 23. But you never know. They've got good reps on them.
I wouldn't be surprised if the swap happens, but then there's a chance the swap back will happen as well. So they could potentially be swapped into the side, but then they'll probably play 5-6 games, tire themselves out because it's their first year, maybe outside of Anderson, and maybe that's what you see Sidebottom out of the side, and he's probably done. But but then Long and Lipper probably then kill it in the VFL for say a month or so, and then when the other two sort of like lose gas, then they go back to like Printable and Swaddling lose gas, then they'll probably go back to the VFL, but with a bit of confidence. I can see the change. I just can't see it being like permanent.
Yeah. Who else we got here? I think we've gone through nearly every player.
I will say this: I have been really happy with Crisp though. He was one I thought was going to be in the conversations of he needs to lift, and he's actually done pretty well so far.
Yeah. Jack Crisp, yeah. But having said that, we're probably asking a bit too much for him to be at his Copeland Trophy winning best. Yeah, he's gone on in age now. It's just we just got to accept that this is the level now. Yeah, for him.
Yeah,
we might get the odd fucking great game, but it looks like it's going to be like this now. But that's all right, If you can do a job, yeah. What else we got? This whole Josh Daicos thing, he's got to play midfield, man. Look, I like this little role he's got now with Houston just supplying him and him running out. But I would love to see him kicking balls inside 50 rather than setting it up for the ball to go inside 50. Just
I'm
stick to it.
probably more of an advocate of him just to go back to the wing. Like why fix something if it's not broken?
Yeah.
Like he was literally an All-Australian there, and we've already got plenty of halfbacks.
Yeah.
And you can effectively play halfback anyway. I mean, I feel like wing and halfback, they can potentially roughly be the same sort of like thing, because you can always be like a defensive winger, which is you can literally turn into a halfback type of role. So
yeah, I just reckon we've got enough smalls back there in Quaynor and Maynard to do that running role. If you can have Josh on the wing or in the guts or just rotating those two positions closer to goal, man, because he's a good goal kicker too on the run.
I will say this in terms of midfield opportunities, and I don't want him tagging. Like I want him genuinely being in the midfield putting clearances. I want Perryman in there.
Yeah,
I reckon Perryman would be, and when I say a beast, like I'm not saying like he's gonna win a Brownlow in the middle or anything like that, but like I mean, like he literally held when he played on Nats. He still got like 22, 23 disposals, and he impacted the game a ton. Imagine what he could do, like if he didn't have like a tagging job, and he was just go get the ball, go win the clearance, go do whatever you need to do, because he just seems so like versatile in everything he does, and like and there's even stats to back it up in his Giants days. Like I think it was only a small sample, but apparently he had the highest. So in terms of every time he would go into a centre bounce, his win percentage in terms of winning a centre clearance was the highest of any Giants player. Mind you, he's like the times he went in there was like maybe a tenth of everybody else. Yeah. But every time he went in there, he's like percentage of actually winning the ball, getting the ball out. It was like ridiculous.
Yeah, and we haven't really tried him there, have we? Like very rarely.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we got into the club, to be a midfielder. He said he wanted to be a midfielder when he came to Collingwood.
That was through the media though, and I remember one of the footages they had when we first got him and stuff, and he was talking to Fly. And first thing mind you, it could have just been like a company line type of thing, but because no player's going to want to like no player's going to be saying, "Hey, Fly, I want to play full forward" or whatever. But when he had that opportunity on camera, he was saying to Fly, "Hey, Fly, just play me anywhere. I just want to play football." So I think the whole media, and because it came through media, I think that was. It probably wasn't a lie, but it also wasn't the truth. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I think he probably has in some way aspirations to play midfield, but I mean if playing midfield is going to put him in the VFL, well then obviously he'd probably be against it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, I've got Peter backstage. I'll get him on.
Yeah, I'm just not so sure about the midfield minutes. Like I don't know. I feel like that was a bit more media trying to push that. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah. G'day, Peter. How are you, mate?
Very well. Good evening, everyone.
There you go. What's the prediction for tomorrow, mate?
Originally, I think last week I said 5 points, but without Daniels and what's his name, Bedford playing, I'll go. I reckon we'll get to 40 points up, and then we'll win by about 17.
Okay, the usual, yeah.
Yeah,
Have you got any?
And that'll be 2 goals 5. We'll win by.
Yeah. You got any predictions for tomorrow in regards to any individual players?
I think for a few of our guys, it's just the main thing I just want to see is a bit of confidence and synergy in the forward line.
Yeah.
I think that's, and I know people have been talking about the ball not coming in well and stuff. One thing I probably hadn't thought of, and I've heard a few people saying, were we playing, because, I think I carried on last week about how slow we were, but maybe if that was to protect the back line, I'm just hoping that's right. And we played extra slow to protect them, so we see a bit faster, and just a bit of synergy in that forward line.
Yeah. Well, it's going to come down to McStay, mate. The pressure's on. He'd be feeling the heat. Yeah, he'd know that fucking everyone's on his back. Yeah, fucking Matty Lloyd did a big thing. Oh, what's happened to McStay? Blah blah blah. So the only thing is with him, he just seems like such a player that makes quick decisions because he's not confident. And so with all this fucking heat on him now, I just don't want to see more of that now because he's going to be even more indecisive because everyone's on his back,
Yeah, I agree.
It's like he's not going to be a fucking Wayne Carey, We just need him to do a job, really. Just give us a couple of clunks, mate, Give us a couple of goals and that's all, mate. Why are you trying to be this, this all-round fucking, player that can thread passes, and stuff like that? It's not you, mate. He's got a history of it too. I've seen him do it a few times. So even when he's in the back line, he'll go for the risky one.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch him enough when he was at Brisbane to really know. I remember one game. Where their ruckman was injured. And he played really well against us, playing as a one-man tall. But aside from that, I've heard people say he's a great mark, but he hasn't really been a great mark
Not really.
for us.
Nah, he's just not. There's great marks out there. He's not one of them, mate. Even that one against St Kilda where he had a big spray at Buller, he fucking dropped it, man. He dropped it before fucking Buller. Yeah. He dropped the ball went through his hands before, and it went through his hands, and then he felt Buller crashing behind him. But if you,
I think he dropped. Did he drop a sitter in the goal square in defence as well? And they got a goal.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. And one thing I fucking hate is if he's got a kick like really close to goal, like 20 metres out, he puts the mouth guard in his teeth, and he does that fucking side Ginnivan style kick. And I remember he fucking shanked one last year, and it's like, mate, just kick a drop punt, man. Drop punt, man. You're 20 metres out, mate. You've been kicking him since you were fucking 4 years old. What, now you're going to decide to do this fucking side kick and, minimise your angle. You're not improving your angle, mate,
No, you're not. No, I agree with you, man.
Like with that snap kick, if you're on an angle, fucking no problem, man. That improves your fucking radius or whatever you call it, yeah? But fucking right in front, come on, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like it's annoying when they do it. Like all the AFL players do it. Like
it's a trend now. Yeah,
pisses me off when they all do it. Even like Collingwood players in particular. Like you got your chance to kick a drop punt, use it, boys.
Yeah, like Ginnivan does it, but he's good at it. He obviously fucking, really fucking works on it. But you see other players try it, Just when you're that close and there's not much of an angle, you don't need to do it, man. McStay.
Yeah, I think when McStay, and I think another one who turns to it when you can see he's under confidence, Harry Mackay. I think when you got your key forwards who generally, like McStay's generally not a bad set shot. So when you see him turning to that, then I think it's a confidence thing.
Yeah.
Mind you, I tell you, he's kicking well this year. Lockie Schultz.
Yeah.
He was unreliable last year.
Yeah. He's prone to a nice fucking shank from 20 metres out, but yeah, he's putting him through. That's a good sign.
And from the boundary.
Yeah. Yeah, that snap from the boundary.
I can't
did you
wait
go
to
to the
see
games,
Fielder.
Peter?
Yeah. I'm a Legends member, so
Oh, yeah. All right, you going tomorrow night?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't miss too
Yeah.
many if I can.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to sit tomorrow nights. I finish work and I've got like probably 45 minutes to get there. And I just like, fuck, I just can't be fucked, mate. After a whole full day of work, I just want to go home and fucking relax. I went to the first 2 games. This time I'll be able to analyse the game better at least, mate. When I'm at the game, I'm knocking down beers and bantering, you know. You go outside for a dart, you come back, it's like you missed the first bit of it, you miss a goal.
Yeah, no, I don't drink at the games. I don't drink at the game. My mate who I sit with doesn't mind a few, but
yeah.
Nah, I'm too scared to go to the toilet and everything, so I just
Yeah.
I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah. They'll have the roof on, yeah? For sure. It's going to be raining all day.
Yeah, you assume so.
Yeah.
I'm more looking, and funnily enough, like as much as I'm looking forward to this, I'm a bit looking forward to the reserves game as well. So.
Yeah. A lot of people have been saying that.
Yeah.
So many fucking players, man, that, you know, could be our future, and they're all playing, you know, full injury. Our only injuries are Harry Di Mattia, who's got a back fucking fracture or some shit, and Bobby Hill, who's not injured, but he can't play. He's obviously unavailable. There are only 2, yeah? Everyone's available. No excuses.
Yeah.
Seniors and reserves, no excuses, mate. So if we get belted in both games, it's fucked.
I'll be critical if we lose in the VFL. Trust me.
Yeah, like I don't know who GWS have got in this game, but look at our midfield in the VFL, man. Allen, Prindable, Swadling, and Anderson, mate. You know.
Yeah, I would say if I had to put odds on it, I'd say would be favourite. I wouldn't say would be heavy favourites.
Yeah.
If I had to put like a odds on it, I'd say maybe like 210. Sorry, no, not 210. Fucking what's the opposite of 210? About 180, 175. So probably.
I'll tell you what we want to. I was going to say, I'll tell you what we want to see tomorrow though is just Ed Allen get 10 clearances and absolutely smash the centres and just say, "This is my spot. And this is where you should be playing me."
Yeah. Why did you just fucking drop me? Yeah. One of those.
But not just why did you drop me? Play me in the guts, and I'll take Ned's spot type thing.
The unfortunate thing is it's going to be a mud bath, unless like
I don't know about you guys as well, but I would actually love to see Ed Allen like what's the term, shirt front someone. Like if someone like tries to get under his skin and he just like decks the fuck out of them, you know, because I think that's, and as much as we can, you know, cause I think for me, I just want to see just a bit of I don't know, intent. I want to see a bit of like, because every time he's been playing the AFL, it just seems like he's just not invested enough, like emotionally. So I just hope that if he gets like a bit of attention in the VFL and he pushes back, like I want to see shit like that. It's like if someone like shoves you in the chest, I want him to fucking hurt, and then I want him to push back twice as hard. Like I want to see a bit of passion out of his game and a bit of like, all right, guys, I'm gonna. It's probably not gonna happen, but you know, it's like with Nick. We see Nick do it all the damn time. How many times has he just be like, all right, boys, I'm just gonna put you on my shoulders and I'm just gonna carry you over the finish line. You know, just having that intent can just go such a long way. And he's fucking big enough. He's fast enough. Like Alan, obviously, but it's just if I see him copping any attention, like physically. Like I want to see him like fucking not deck someone because he gets suspended for it, but you know, at least push someone to the point where they fall over or something, you know. Like
stand up for yourself. That's what he needs to do.
You know, with Allen, I reckon if he didn't get the chop, you know how you say he needs to be more in your face and involved. Give him a job as a tagger. That gets you involved, mate. You got to run with Callahan the whole day and fucking beat him.
You know
Just
who
stay
would
on
be
him.
perfect? Lockie
Yeah.
Whitfield would be perfect.
Yeah.
Put him on because Lockie Whitfield kills us every time. And for him to do a tagging job, and then he can know, because Lockie Whitfield, he's a smart runner, and he can pick one for a reason. So even if he just did a tagging job, and then just hey, when you're on him, also know where he goes, because whatever he does, you're gonna do.
Yeah.
But I think if he's playing VFL, I just want to see him just show a bit of passion, because I think we all know at this point he's got the talent. We just need to find a way to get the key to unlock that potential talent. So whatever gets him that key to unlock the lock, we should be all for.
Blue Bag is asking, why is this game played at the G? Blue Bagger, Collingwood's got a contract with the AFL. We have to play a certain amount of games at Marvel for some stupid fucking reason. And every time we play the Bulldogs and North there a lot. I think they've just put us this year to play GWS there. So we have to
play North there too.
Yeah.
I think.
We've got every year we've got our allocated games against at Marvel.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, I don't like playing at Marvel, but at least if we have a home game, at least give us an interstate game.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
At least it's a genuine home game, because I'm tired of this whole narrative that Collingwood only play at the MCG. But Collingwood only play, or Collingwood have all these home games. We really don't have home games.
Yeah.
It's
I was going to say that.
Brisbane, where there's where Brisbane has an exclusive ground to themselves.
Yeah.
And where the crowd could be 80% in Brisbane's favour to 20% whoever they face.
That's correct.
What were you
I was going to say to Blue Bagger though, Marvel counts as an interstate game for us.
That's correct.
So.
That's right.
Hey guys, I've got to take a quick toilet break. I'll be back. I'll be back in 1 minute, okay? Just give us a second, okay?
Yeah.
Can you take over, Sean?
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, God, I love those jokes though. Just if rise up opposition supporters so quick too. Yeah, it's it's a Marvel game. Yeah, finally we can actually travel for once. It'd be good to hop on a plane to get to another ground. You see so many just opposition supporters just melt, oh man. All right, let's look at the comments. Yeah, well, I mean, we spoke about it before with Geelong and stuff. Geelong have their own ground and stuff, but that's not really mentioned as much. Yeah, I would much rather. I'm not saying to have Vic Park as the ground, but yeah, you'd rather have Vic Park and the MCG rather than MCG and Marvel, because then at least you've got your own. Oh, there you go. Cats won the free kick count 22-10. Oh yeah, okay. I wonder if that's a constant thing though, or if that was just a one-off. Yeah, Peter, I wouldn't be surprised with Alan going to IP. Probably I don't know. Fremantle would probably be the. I don't know. I'd just say Freo just because his dad played that, but West Coast would be better for opportunity, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Would Alan have any trade value at this point? Because he'd only be shipping him off a third round pick.
No.
That'd be
I reckon we'd be lucky to get a third rounder at the moment. Talking about tomorrow, he should walk on, that big kid playing in the, when you used to watch the little league or whatever, playing at halftime, and there was always that monster kid that would just dominate. He should walk onto the ground feeling like that and having that sort of confidence.
Yeah. Pick in the
If we
50s.
think,
What would pick 50 be? That'd be about. That's like a late third, I think. 50.
yeah, these days it is. You're right.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure we gave up around pick 50 for Frampton for memory.
We got pick 72 for Jared Witts, wasn't it?
No, Jared Witts was a. We basically got Jared Witts for free. I'm pretty sure.
No. What we gave him away for.
Oh, okay, yeah, probably. I mean, our department back then was shit house, so that wouldn't surprise me at all. And I'm sure Buckley or whoever would have just said, "Yep, just get rid of him."
Yeah, I think that was after Buckley nearly throttled him against Geelong on the boundary line.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the good ones that we let go. Fucking Jared Witts. He would have. Yeah, the thing is, you got to look in hindsight. Yeah, Grundy was fucking. Everyone thought Grundy was going to be like that 21st century player that's like a ruckman and a fucking midfielder at the same time, and he was going to dominate for fucking a decade. And as soon as he signed that contract, he just, I don't know, something happened to him. He just wasn't the same player anymore. I don't know, maybe they worked him out. And that was, Witts was in the resis, Grundy was in the seniors, and that's the way it is. And look who's, Witts has just, been a stellar ruckman for Gold Coast, just fucking absolute monster.
Oh, there you go. Jared Witts was traded to the Gold Coast Suns in exchange for picks 44 and 62.
Oh my god!
Yeah. And he ended up becoming captain of Gold Coast as well.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been surprised if we passed on pick 62 though.
Yeah. Fucking Grundy. All right, so we just paid him out this year. Apparently, fucking up to 700k. So he just got paid 700k, I assume, whatever he's getting, and also whatever he's getting at Sydney, mate. Fucking nice windfall, mate. On top of that, you're fucking shit. He's all right, but he's nowhere near what everyone thought he'd be.
No, but I think that's where with the Eddie effect that comes in. Eddie always looks after the people that's like in his own circles, regardless if they deserve it or not. Like if you're in Eddie's circles, it's like, oh well, we got to pay someone like $1 million. Okay, we'll pay you like $1 million. Doesn't matter if they're worth it or not, but it'll be, hey, you're like, we see you as like one of the faces, so you just automatically get like $1 million. And that was $1 million back in 19, I think it was as well. So that was like big money. Like, I mean, I don't think we even look at a deal that's $1 million as like that much anymore. But yeah, back in 19.
And the worst part about that was, from what I recall, that Adelaide was offering fucking first rounders or something for him, and we knocked that back. But look, it all worked out in the end. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, who was the one we had? Segler?
Yeah.
We had Segler, and I think there was, he's saying there's 2 rocks. Who was the other one? Because Segler actually was he wasn't like amazing, but he was certainly solid.
Yeah. Did we have Moyle on our books?
No, so he was a VFL listed player. So we technically had him through the VFL, but we didn't have him on our, we didn't draft him or anything like that.
Yeah.
We would have. Oh, Max Lynch. Oh, but did Max Lynch really do? I know he retired through concussion and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could put him on the list though, because if he didn't have the concussion, he would have been half decent.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Fucking, Jen, the girl that watches the training, she put a post up on Big Footy. She's the best, yeah. She's like all the information with the young kids and that. Up to your standard, greatness, mate. But
she's definitely far better than me.
Yeah, but she was talking about the Rocker cousins.
Yep.
So the Northern Knights under 16s this year, the Rocker cousins. There's a Richardson, who I'm assuming is Mark Richardson's son. So the Rocker cousins.
Yep.
One of them is a forward ruck, and the other one is a key defender. The Richardson son, I don't know his name. He's a forward. He's a tall forward.
Max Richardson, I think, from memory. Yeah.
And I don't know if Blue Bag is still in the chat, but Kudafidi's son is in it as well. So
yeah.
So something to look forward to. and she also mentioned about Darcy, Luke Darcy's two other sons. Fuck me dead, man. And I reckon the youngest one's going to be the best one. It's like a cloak situation.
Well, what's this for?
Luke Darcy, he's got 3 sons.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And the youngest one's going to be the best, apparently. They've killed them with the father-sons, mate.
Yeah. I probably can't say like too much, but I will say one of the kids, Zach Cassidy, that's on that list. I've basically been told that he's got a ton of, like, when I say he's got hype, he's got like top 5 pick type hype around at the moment. Zach Cassidy, I think is how you pronounce it.
Okay.
Yeah, they reckon because he played he made the Oakley under 16s team, but he's actually a got a major, and it's actually it's not like it's not impossible, but it's probably definitely in the category of rare. So that's like your Harley Grey territories. That's your I mean, in terms of the hype around him at the moment, and things can change, like, and all that stuff. But yeah, with the hype around him at the moment, he looks like he could be a top 5 pick. Yeah. So with everything going as intended, hopefully, we get him because he's basically like a goal kicking mid. He seems pretty solid, but his draft's not till 2029, so he's like another 3 years away. But I heard good things about him last year, so hopefully he comes good. But yeah, you got the Rocker brothers, the Richardson, Josh Fraser, Ted Fraser, Eli Kravick. Eli Kravick made the under 18 squad for Oakley Chargers, so he's a bottom major, but the fact that he's playing for Oakley Chargers, that's actually a really, really good sign. I would say it's more impressive to be a bottom major in under 16s than it is a bottom major in under 18s, but it's still pretty impressive anyway. The fact that you're basically playing in a competition that's a pretty high standard and you're already a bottom major, like that tells you that, like, he's definitely got something, and I know he's been working on his game. He's improving every day. So we'll sort of see how he develops. And and then Eli's also got a brother, Joel Kravick as well. He's a bit of a I can't remember now because he was like a ruckman, then he was a bit of a defender. And because Eli just Eli had a little bit of a growth spurt. He's now 190 centimeters, and he's a forward mid. So that'd be pretty good. But Joel, Joel's about like 2 years younger, but he's 192 centimeters, 194 centimeters, something like that. So he actually might be a key position. So there's a ton of talent coming through, and especially if Oprah's our talent scout, I've got no doubt we're going to be. We are not going to be short on talent anytime soon. Which is kind of why I was just about to say, which is why I'm not really or why I'm pretty hesitant on going after someone like a Humphreys. As much as Humphreys is like a awesome talent, but it really sort of depends on what trade package that Gold Coast want from him. Because you really, really don't want to miss out on some of these NGA kids coming through and my father-son kids. Because, a lot of them are looking very promising. As much as Bailey Humphreys is like not like a guaranteed superstar, because like you just can never know, but because injuries can happen, all that stuff. But getting someone like Bailey Humphreys would be nice, but I don't know. I sort of tend to hesitate on it just because, like, when you got Eli Kravik and Ted Fraser and even the guy this year, Rick Hobson. Apparently, he was best on ground for an Oakley Chargers practice game a few weeks ago. About 2 weeks ago. So he's again that's probably not too. I mean, it's obviously impressive for that game and stuff, but maybe we can sort of get him to slide like maybe a third round or something if he's we'll get a good indication how he goes in the champs on where he'll be. But again, another sort of like small forward type. Don't think he has any midfield capabilities, but then again, I'll have to wait till I watch some champs games. But
what do you get your thoughts on how much trust Fly puts in Jared Wade? Yeah, seems Jared Wade's got a bit of power there.
I mean, I think Jared Wade is good at what he does, but I think I'm slowly starting to realise that whatever if it's a power dynamic or whatever it is, some things like make me. I am feeling a bit uneasy about the whole situation with Jared Wade, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because he is good at what he does. Joel Kravik is the younger Kravik of the two. Eli's the older one.
Yeah. Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
I've got an early morning appointment, and
I'm happy to hop off.
Yeah, because I tried. I should have told Matt if he wanted to continue on with his stream. I don't know if he's listening, but But everyone in the chat, thanks for joining us. I've got some early morning commitments, so I've got to. Usually we go all night, but it's not going to happen tonight. Tomorrow night after the game. Tomorrow night after the game, it'll happen. Don't worry about that.
Especially if we win and stuff. Or I don't know. Probably could go just as long if we lose. I ain't gonna.
Even if we lose.
You don't want us losing tomorrow, Matty. He'll lose our shit. He always is shit.
Yeah. Thanks to the usual suspects in the chat: Mallow, Voidoid, Stephanos, Josh, Peter G. Even Blue Bagger joined us and stuck around for a bit. Thanks so much, mate. Peter Buckley, thanks for coming on, mate. And everyone else, if I've forgotten you, no problem. Catch up again tomorrow night after Anthony's done with his stream. And do a nice long one tomorrow, win, lose, or draw. Thanks, Stephanos. Thank you very much, guys. Sean, thank you. Chris, thank you. I'll end it here. And I've got to hit the sack, man. All right. Thank you, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.
No worries. Catch you later. Go the Pies.
Go
Pies.
See you, Jeanette.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Right.